Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto x Rumi Usagiyama in My Hero Academia. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by KFBA and IME87 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. Opening by NEOSTARDUSTDRAGIN 101. Naruto and Izuku stand back to back against each other before turning around. Both of them perform several martial arts moves throwing punches, kicks, palms, and elbow strikes at the air as the sun starts to shine over Tagaba Beach. Sakakaza Nakabara. Doji Tessarata Kaku. The Midabakuan Ejikakura Madara Bakensha. Izuku walks through the streets in his middle school uniform, reading one of his hero journals. He pauses mid-step as the street turns black and an image of Naruto appears with his arms crossed and an image of sad Izuku overlaps with his. Utoheaki Supiata Zenkade. An Anamidamana Sirakara. Gumukud Nijiwaki Gurubebakura Nasakesa. The younger Naruto stands alone in his UA uniform, clenching his fist tightly, imagines of his old friends and classmates from UA, Midoriya, Rumi, Burnin and Tensei all smiling. Yahoo! Hajitese Kuyo. Barukanira Chahedo. Yahoo! Anamanami Kagwamidetsuzu Teru. Anamachiwasusum Utakisa. UA stands proudly as the students of Class 1A stand together Toru, Ajiro, Aoyama, Shaoji, Kota, Kaminari, Jiro, Mina, Shiro, Tokoyami, Ida, Bakugo, Todoroki, Sato, Achako, Tsuyu, and Momo. Mineta jumps up hoping for Grope but is quickly kicked away by Izuku, who smiles as Achako hugs him from behind, along with Mina and Tsuyu, making him blush. Aramamosuma Subawak Bakutachiwa and Dirikoga. Saranahatanaza Tomya County. Baratana Kirameki. In a hot spring Rumi sighs bathing along with Riko, Namuri, Inko, Mitsuki and Burnin when they see Yui step into the bath as well. Yahoo! Okamata Masaikuyo. Izunan Taranesa. Yahoo! Hanamuno Amatasha Teru. Bakuakugurukajiri Arewanai. The front off of UA zooms as All Might stands in his muscle form joined by the other teachers of UA, all of them either using their quirks of wielding their weapons. Yahoo! Hajitese Kuyo. Barukanira Chahedo. Shinso sits in his general studies class, Mei is at work in her lab, while Vlad is teaching his own students in Class 1B, Monoma smirks as the faces of each student of Class B line up using that special powers. Izuku straps on his gloves, puts on his mask and stands across from Bakugo who smirks at him with a toothy sharp grin as they stand atop erect bundling. Yahoo! Anamanami Kagwamidetsuzu Teru. Anamachiwasusum Utakisa. Todoroki swipe his left hand summoning up his wave of ice, while Class 1A charges in with a loud shout. Achako evades several incoming hits before throwing a strong kick, Kirishima roars as he throws a heavy punch, Momo V kicks two opponents, while Todoroki swiped his arm, freezing his opponent solid. Yahoo! Okamata Masaikuyo. Izunan Taranesa. Izuku stands up wiping blood from his mouth as he thinks back to all the hard training Naruto had put him through, swimming away from sharks, sparring with Maruko, lifing up large chunks of ruble. He sits in his apartment wiping his head as Inko hands him a towel. Naruto grins as he throws out a punch and the teachers of UA charge in alongside him ready for battle as well. Yahoo! Hanamuno Amatasha Teru. Bakuakugurukajiri Arewanai. Izuku's friends rush to his side to find him bloody and bruised as he and Naruto stand side by side, staring down a dark menacing shadow as Tamura Shigaraki stands before them with Nomu at his side. Both teacher and student look at each other as they take their stance and charge in at their opponents while Tamura thrusts his hand out forward. Usatafu, Japan. The blonde man with three whisker-like marks sighed blissfully as he stepped out of a shower in his condo he shared with his girlfriend. As he stepped into his bedroom he saw his girlfriend grinning at him from their bed. She had long white hair with two rabbit ears poking through her hair and dark skin, a toned muscular body with E-cup breasts and a plump ass. This was Rumi Usagiyama, also known as the pro-hero Maruko. "Have you seen my pants?" the man asked the woman. "You threw them out the window in fit of lust, babe," Rumi said with a smirk. "God damn it. That was my last pair," the man groaned as he pinched his nose that he did that again. "There's a spare pair in the closet, Naruto," Rumi said to her boyfriend. "That's my pants for my hero outfit, not my casual pants," Naruto explained. "Yeah, but you need to go on patrol," Rumi said. "I do?" Naruto asked as this was supposed to be his day off. "You're the number 3 hero, you loon, you need to keep scumbags scared," Rumi said with a grin. "Aw man. I really wanted to spend all day and night fucking you stupid again," he groaned. "We can play later tonight, stud. And don't worry, I had the bed reinforced." "Again?" Rumi said with a lust-filled grin at her lover. "Hopefully the company's better than the last one. The reinforcements didn't last 10 seconds." Naruto said. We will find out later babe, now I gotta go get ready too, Rumi said as she bent over to pick up her hero outfit. Naruto watched Rumi and smirked as he looked at her ass. Down boy, need to do work, Rumi said with a smirk as she looked over her shoulder at him. Fine, but tonight you're mine, Naruto said with a growl as he smacked Rumi's ass hard before he walked into his walk-in closet. Ah damn it. You know how that gets me going, she moaned. Well, as you said, we have patrol apparently, Naruto grinned knowing he was messing with her for making him patrol on his legitimate day off. Oh fuck this. Rumi yelled as she tackled Naruto to the ground and pinned him to the floor and straddled him. Later in the city. Naruto stood on a rooftop staring down at the city as he looked at the people milling about and cars driving along. He was wearing a black shirt, black pants, large orange sash, and an orange left shoulder cape. As he looked down he sighed as he realized nothing was gonna happen. Help. He heard a female voice shout in a nearby alleyway. Naruto instantly moved and jumped off the building, an orange aura surrounding him as he hit the ground. Naruto Uzumaki, Quirk. Aura. Allows the user to use an energy source unique to his body to fight. He soon landed in between what looked like some street goons and a woman. Shit, it's Ultima. A thug yelled in shock and fear. You get one warning, stand down or I'll send you to the hospital, Naruto said with a glare as his body glowed with a brighter orange aura than when he landed. Man, fuck this punk. There's 3 of us and 1 of him. Another thug said arrogantly as his arm turned into a scythe and he rushed at Naruto swinging his scythe arm down. Only for Naruto to grab the outstretched scythe with one hand and held it in place. Oh how adorable. You think you're a threat, Naruto told him with a smirk. Fuck you fucking punk bitch. The scythe man growled. Sorry, you're not my type. Naruto said as he pushed the man back before kicking him in his gut. Sending the man flying backwards into some bins. Anyone else? Naruto asked, giving the other 2 a fair chance to back down. Yeah, I'm not tangling with the number 3 hero, I give, one of the thugs said as he held up his hands in surrender. The other one was silent, weighing his options before turning around and getting in a surrender position with his hands on the back of his head. You cowards. The scythe man groaned from his position covered in trash before Naruto walked over. That was a love tap, don't make me actually try, Naruto told the man, only for the man to spit in Naruto's face. Now that was just rude, Naruto said before he sent kick after kick into the downed man's ribs. Okay, I think you're done, a voice said from above them, a slender and tall, pale-skinned man with messy, shoulder-length black hair that partially hangs in front of his face and half-open black eyes, which were hidden behind some goggles, which his eyes. He was also wearing what looked like wrappings around his neck. This was Shota Izawa, also known as the Pro Eraserhead. Oh hey Eraser, Naruto said with a light wave. Weren't you off today? Izawa asked. Boruko told me to do at least one small patrol, Naruto shrugged. She suggested that instead of you 2 rutting like rabbits again. Izawa asked with a raised eyebrow. Surprisingly, yes. Jealous that you and Mrs. Joke haven't done it yet? Naruto asked smirking. Izawa ignored Naruto as he cuffed the other 2 thugs who had surrendered. I think I can taste my spleen, the scythe man groaned from his downed state. You're lucky I came to stop him from trying, now zip it, Izawa said as he cuffed the man. You okay, miss? Naruto asked the woman he saved. Why yes. Thank you, she responded happily. Naruto smiled and nodded at the woman as the cops arrived. A few moments later Naruto and Izawa were on the rooftop nearby. You usually don't interfere with my fight, so what's up? Naruto asked as he sat on the side of the roof. Barad asked me to come get you for a meeting, Izawa explained. Nezu? What's he need this time? Naruto asked curiously. I'm retiring from teaching and need a replacement, Izawa stated. Has student pranked you bad, huh? What they do? Naruto asked with a smile. I'd rather not say, Izawa said seriously. Fine, I'll get it from Nezu, just need to make sure I bring him that good cheese as a bribe, Naruto said with a chuckle. That's why he likes you? Izawa asked with a raised eyebrow. Well, that and I did intern with him for a bit back when I started out of UA, Naruto said with a smile as he reminisced. So many screams and destroyed robots the size of buildings. Okay, tell Nezu I'll show up to UA tomorrow and we can talk after I watch the new crop of students with you, Naruto said as he got up. That's fine. I'll still be on campus for assistance for new teachers. Just won't be directly teaching classes, Izawa explained. An advisor, cool, Naruto said with a nod. And to make sure you don't end up in a closet like you did with Rumi back when you were students, Izawa said with a flat tone. I regret nothing, Naruto told him with a smirk. Just get to the meeting tomorrow, Izawa sighed as. You should smile more and go out with Joke, she still pines for you buddy, Naruto said with an encouraging smile. I'll smile when I'm dead, Izawa said as he left the rooftop. Or when one of the cats are single, Naruto grumbled knowing Izawa loved cats. Later at Naruto's condo. Naruto was in the kitchen making dinner for him and Rumi while she watched TV and talked with him from her seat on the couch. "So yeah, I now have a meeting with Nezu tomorrow morning," Naruto told his girlfriend after they came back from patrols. "And he wants you as a teacher?" Rumi asked with some disbelief in her voice. "Well, as always said, he's done teaching and that Nezu wants me to replace him," Naruto said as he placed 2 plates of food on the kitchen table. "And he chose you?" Rumi asked again. "Number 3 woman Sone," Naruto said as he pulled down his eyelid. "Ah, you're better than fire crotch." Rumi rolled her eyes thinking of the number 2 hero endeavor. "I think it would be nice to teach the next generation of heroes," Naruto said with a smile as he sat down at his plate along with Rumi. "You know you'd be working with Namuri, right?" Rumi asked with a grin. Naruto paused at this as his eyes widened. "Maybe I should rethink this," he said as the X-rated hero had been after him for a while now. "Oh hell no. You're not backing out. Besides, I want her with you," Rumi said. "But Rumi, I love you," and Naruto was starting to say. "Babe, I know that, but let's be real, you need help with that libido of yours, plus I'm not saying date every bitch that wants a piece," Rumi explained. "I don't know," Naruto muttered. "I swear if you don't bring her and I will use a strap-on and peg you," Rumi threatened. "I'll ask her out and we can see how things go," Naruto said, genuinely afraid of his girlfriend's threat. "But now let's eat," Rumi said with a smile. "I made you carrot cake, it's cooling," Naruto told her. Rumi paused at this and smiled. "You are too sweet, damn it," she said as she rarely admitted that she liked it when Naruto was sweet to her like this. The two enjoyed a wonderful night of small talk and inevitable sex as Naruto prepared for his meeting with the Chimera Principal Emperor of UA High School. 6 a.m. Naruto sighed as he waited for Nezu to let him into his old hero school. "Any day now, Nezu," Naruto grumbled as he was impatiently waiting. "Ah, Naruto, my boy. I heard Nezu was asking you to come." A tall blonde man with a bright smile said as he approached. "All might. Surprised to see you here. Figured you'd be out patrolling like usual," Naruto said to the number 1 hero in Japan. "Well, don't let this get out, but I'm gonna be a teacher this year and I wanted to get a look at the new crop of students taking the exam today," All Might said enthusiastically. "So 2 top heroes teaching here then?" Naruto mused. "Indeed," All Might bellowed. "You may come inside, Naruto." All Might Nezu's voice rang over the PA system. Finally, Naruto sighed impatiently as the doors opened and let them in. "How's it feel to be back at UA?" All Might asked as they entered the school. "Not bad, me and Rumi fooled around in that closet and that one and that classroom and that table," Naruto said, pointing at multiple doors and a cafeteria table. All Might was silent at this as his smile wavered a bit before he followed Naruto to Nezu's office. "Enter." Nezu's voice rang out before Naruto or All Might even knocked on his door. "Damn cameras," Naruto grumbled as he entered. "Well, we had to add those after you and Rumi's escapades when you were students," Nezu said from behind his desk. "Are you still mad about the desk?" Naruto asked, bewildered. "Of course not, my boy, but on that subject, if you do that while you're working here, I'm gonna have you fixed," Nezu said with a manic laugh. "Noted," Naruto said with a shudder. "We should discuss the reason for asking you here to teach, I suppose," Nezu said as he took a sip of his tea. "As always said he quit but wouldn't tell me why, so spill," Naruto said. "I am an educational official, Naruto, I couldn't betray my fellow teachers' trust," Nezu was explaining. Naruto then threw a bag on Nezu's desk. "A block of imported cheese and a cheesecake now talk," Naruto said with a smirk as Nezu's nose twitched. Here's what happened. Apparently a student he had expelled and re-enrolled into general education decided to pay him back with a little prank. He spiked his juice with caffeine pills. Harmless really. Unfortunately, it turned out the pills had been spiked with what we later found out was LSD. Azawa would apparently strip down to his underwear, stormed through the halls holding a sledgehammer, while in said underwear, barged into my office, ranting about aliens from Neptune coming to take his cats from him, and proceeded to demolish my desk with said sledgehammer, claiming it was a Neptunian before making out with the sledgehammer and diving out my window. Needless to say, he is now an advisor for the school and still doing underground pro-hero work," Nezu explained. "BFFFT." Naruto sputtered as he fell to his back and started to laugh hard. "Oh, I wish I had thought of that." Naruto laughed uproariously. All Might covered his mouth as he tried to stifle his laugh. It was admittedly humorous. Nezu chuckled, "But we are in dire need of a replacement teacher, and I can think of no one better and more qualified than you, my old student," Nezu explained cheerfully to Naruto. Naruto soon calmed down, but he was still smiling as he got on his feet. "Well, if you need a teacher, I can see doing this for you, plus I kinda like the idea of teaching the next generation of heroes who will eventually work for you when you take over the world," Naruto said. "Who told you?" "I mean, ahem, that's just nonsense, my old student," Nezu screamed in a rage before he quickly composed himself and calmly drank some tea. All Might was now debating going back to America to escape Nezu's inevitable takeover. Relax, this is a old back and forth joke we used to do when I was interning with him, Naruto said with a smile at All Might. Indeed I miss this back and forth with you Naruto, Nezu said with a smile. Oh thank Kami, All Might sighed in relief as many students and teachers at UA had all been wondering if Nezu really did plan world domination for the longest time. And no way in hell was All Might standing in the Chimera's way. Now that it's official, how about we go to the testing ground observation room and watch the practical part of the exam? Nezu said as he finished his tea. Sir? All Might said as steam started to come off his body. Oh yes of course, since he's a teacher he should know, Nezu said as he nodded at All Might. All Might sighed as in a puff of smoke he shrunk down to a skinny and bony version of himself. It's Skeletor. I knew this day would come. Have at the skull-faced monster. Naruto yelled as his aura sprang to life. Nezu then jumped behind Naruto and grabbed his shoulder making a audible crunch. Ag. Naruto yelled as he fell to the floor in pain. I knew it. I knew one day you'd team with Skeletor. It's truly the end of humanity. Naruto groaned in pain. Will you grow up, you loon? You can move in minutes as you should know, since I used this on you all the time when you were a student, Nezu said with a sigh. Oh I know. I just like to mess with people. You should know that better than anyone, Naruto snickered. Yes you like to make people laugh, Nezu said with a smile. All Might looked down at Naruto and chuckled a bit. Night I would like this one, he thought, thinking of his old sidekick. So what's the deal with the skinny look? Naruto asked. One explanation later. Naruto whistled as Nezu and All Might, who reintroduced himself as Toshinori Yagi, explained the situation. So if you have no stomach, how are you alive without being able to eat or drink? Naruto asked. I can eat but only soft things and liquids, thank you modern medical science, Toshinori said. Yeah well I hope that guy who did that to you is gone for good. Some punk ass stealing quirks in people's hard work, Naruto growled as he scowled, which begs the question, what else aren't you two telling me? Naruto asked outright. What makes you think we are hiding anything? Nezu asked, curious what made his old student think he was holding back information. The fact you just confirmed a being who can steal quirks makes me think of the old legend of the shadowy figure who could steal quirks centuries ago. And if he had some vendetta against All Might, there had to have been a reason for it. Not to mention, if you had gotten injured that badly and knew you had a limit since then on hero work, why wouldn't you teach earlier? Why now after all this time? You have a reason aside from your time almost being up. Naruto explained. You are definitely Nezu's student, Toshinori said with a sigh. Told you he'd figure things out quickly. Pay up. Nezu held his paw out. Toshinori pulled out his wallet and fished out some money as he sighed. So let's hear it, Naruto said with a slight glare as he hated having been kept in the dark. One more explanation later. So let me get this straight, you can transfer your quirk and we're joining UA to find a recipient and successor, Naruto started. Yes, but I already found one and he's taking the exam today, Toshinori explained. And how long has he had the quirk for? Naruto asked, wanting any and all info. I just gave it to him this morning, Toshinori started to say. Are you stupid or did All for One knock a screw loose? Naruto yelled at All Might. I trained him physically for 9 months beforehand, Toshinori said as he held up his hands to calm Naruto. What's his original quirk? Not including one for all, Naruto asked. Oh, he's quirkless, Toshinori said with a smile. So you gave a quirkless middle schooler a powerful quirk the day of the exams, with no actual training beforehand with it, in the hopes he'd be fine and able to use it, Naruto reiterated with a twitching eyebrow, while Nezu drank tea watching this. Yes, but he should be, hey. Toshinori groaned as Naruto flicked him in the forehead with 2 fingers. You may be number 1, but you're a moron, now let's go make sure your little mini-you doesn't get killed, Naruto said. He'll be fine, worst case he may break some bones, All Might said. Nezu-sensei, please hold me back, I may kill him, Naruto said seriously. Nezu shook his head at this as he led the 2 heroes out of his office. Later in the observation room. I sense a disturbance. Naruto said as they made it to the door to the observation room. I think you're being paranoid, Toshinori said. When Naruto opened the door, he was tackled to the floor by a black latex blur and found his head pushed in between 2 soft pairs of breasts. Hello Whiskers, a female voice purred out. Hello Namuri, Naruto said, his voice muffled by her E-cup breasts. Namuri, please let our newest teacher up and stop humping his leg, Nezu said cheerfully. Can I hump anything else then? She asked with a crazed giggle. No, now let me go, woman. Naruto yelled as he pulled himself free of the R-rated heroine. Oh, you know you love it, Foxy, Namuri purred out as she struck a sexy pose showing off her curvy toned body and plump rear. Naruto ignored this as he looked at his fellow teachers Haymek, Cementus, Vlad, Loader, Hobo. Naruto greeted everyone, referring to Izawa as Hobo. PFFT. President Mikaka Hisashi Yamada laughed as Izawa glared at Naruto. Really? He asked with a flat tone. Not my fault, I met you while you were undercover as a hobo, Naruto shrugged. I was never undercover as a hobo, Aizawa deadpanned. Then go sleep in your house, man, Naruto smirked. Okay, everyone take your seats, we need to start a practical exam, Nezu said as he jumped into his personal chair. That definitely wasn't a throne. What would make you think such a thing? As Naruto took his seat, Nomuri took her seat in his lap. Nomuri, I'm in a committed relationship, Naruto deadpanned. And Rumi gave me the okay to pursue you years ago. You just kept ignoring me, but guess what, little fox? You're in my forest now, she said with a smirk as she trailed her finger under his chin. If I promise a date, can you please take your regular seat so I can observe the potential students? Naruto asked the R-rated heroine. One date and a week of bitch-breaking non-stop sex, Nomuri told him. Woman, you get sex when we have a functional relationship. Naruto growled as he tried to push her off his lap. Fine, 3 dates, Midnight offered. Fine, now please get off me, the exam is starting, Naruto said as he saw on the monitors the gates to different fields open letting in the applicants. Nomuri pouted as she got out of Naruto's lap and took her seat next to him. Naruto saw the potential students start attacking robots. But also saw some students not do as well. One student with purple hair had been using a mind control quirk to brainwash others to help him fight off robots, and because he wasn't fighting, it gave him no score. He also saw a green-haired boy just standing around panicking. That kid hasn't used his quirk yet, Aizawa said. Naruto looked at the boy and then gave a subtle look at Toshinori, who nodded lightly. Nezu-sensei, can you bring up his quirk registration file? Naruto asked the potential future ruler of the world. Nezu nodded, wondering what Naruto was planning, seeing he already knew about One for All as he pulled up the file. He's a very late bloomer. Izuku Midoriya. Doesn't seem to have much control of his quirk and has gone through most of his life quirkless. Says here it was changed a week ago, Naruto said, trying to play up the role of not knowing everything. They all continued to watch the applicants take the exam. And we have a good crop this year, Nezu said as he looked at a screen displaying a blonde boy using an explosion quirk to blast robots. And some I can see being a problem, Naruto said, looking at a small boy with purple balls for hair harassing some female applicants. You were a problem too, if I recall, Nezu said. Hey, I only was with Rumi and occasionally Ryuko when Rumi dragged her along. Naruto said. I meant your pranks, Nezu said with a shake of his head. 2 girls while in school. You naughty boy, Nomuri purred. Woman, control your libido, Aizawa told Nomuri as he looked over at her. Oh, go stalk a cat. Nomuri yelled at the erasure hero. For the last time, I am not into Mandalay. Aizawa yelled in frustration. I didn't say you were, Nomuri deadpanned. Rumi owes me for losing a bet. She bet on Ragdoll. Naruto whispered to Nomuri, who giggled. I hate you both. With all of my heart, Aizawa said. Looks like the green-haired kid is looking to save someone over getting away from the zero-pointer, Samantha said as he pointed at the monitors. When did the zero-pointer get brought out? Naruto asked, confused. When you were flirting with the desperate one, ow. Yamada yelled as Nomuri stepped on his foot. With heels. Naruto watched as the green-haired kid in a burst of power jumped into the air and punched the zero-pointer in the head, destroying it. One pewink. Yamada sang with a smile. Azashi, did you dip into those spiked caffeine pills? Naruto asked. No, he's quoting an anime, Nomuri said, getting everyone's attention. You're a nerd? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. The girl needs a hobby besides I like hentai, Midnight said easily. I mean legit and I'm woman, Naruto said with a roll of his eyes. Okay, that's it for the exam, so let's go over the applicants and give out rescue points, Nezu said. That kid gets full marks from me, Naruto said, jerking his thumb at the green-haired kid who was being healed by recovery girl. If anyone can teach him how to use his quirk, it's me, Naruto said, thinking how his own quirk worked similarly in terms of power. I agree, which is why he will be in your class, Nezu said with a nod. I'd also like to take the explosion kid. Naruto said. Any particular reason why? Kid has potential, but his ego needs to be destroyed before he's worth a damn. And if anyone can get under his skin and cut out the ego, it's probably me. No offense, Vlad King, Naruto said. None taken, I agree. I'll just feed his want to fight back, Vlad said with a nod of agreement. The teachers continued to talk and go over each applicant. A few weeks later. Naruto was making his way to UA for the first day of being a teacher. As he got to his classroom, he decided he should let his students mingle a bit before he introduced himself. As he observed his students, he noticed that none of them noticed him yet. Gonna need to train their awareness, he thought before all 20 students entered. So I wonder who our teacher will be, a pink-skinned girl said. Hope it's someone worth a damn, the blonde explosion boy growled. I hope it's a hot chick with big boobs, the small boy with balls for hair said with a nosebleed. And he's already expelled, Naruto thought as he made a mental note to himself as he opened the door and entered the classroom. Perspective switch. Izuku's eyes widened in surprise as he watched their teacher enter the classroom. Greetings class 1A, I'm Naruto was saying until Izuku cut him off. Ultima. The number 3 hero in Japan. The man who took out the Black Hand gang solo while rescuing an entire on-fire office building. And the man currently dating the number 5 hero Maruko. Izuku fanboyed out. Bakugo smiled at this as he definitely liked the idea of having the number 3 hero as a teacher. Naruto chuckled at this. Relax kid, take a breath, he said. Baiting that hot eye. Lucky bastard teacher, the bald-headed boy mumbled. Minoru Mineta, that's strike 1. When you run out of strikes you're expelled from UA, Naruto said with a glare as he read the kid's file and was surprised he even got accepted to do the exam with how much red is in his ledger. Not to mention while Naruto and Rumi were perverted with each other, they never harassed anyone or thought only of sex every waking second. This got the entire class's attention. Sir, isn't that a little harsh? A teen with glasses asked, chopping his arm. Ah, you're Tensei's little brother, aren't you? Naruto said with a smile as he was friends with the pro-hero Ingenium. Then you lead us, sir. The teen said as he saluted Naruto. At ease, soldier, Naruto said with a chuckle. Lita nodded as he sat down in his desk. And there are genuine reasons I need to be harsh in this instance, Naruto said, but so long as he can control his tendencies, he'll be fine. You're all here to be heroes after all, Naruto said. So what's first, teach? The pink-skinned girl asked. First, Miss Ishido, we will be doing a quirk assessment, so get into your PE uniform and meet me outside, Naruto said as he walked outside and waited for the class. After 5 minutes they all came out. A bit too leisurely switching to uniforms. That was 5 minutes, and civilians can perish in mere seconds. You're all new so it's to be expected, but you will need to be faster getting in uniforms or costumes in the future, Naruto told them seriously. So what are we gonna do first? A teen with spiky blonde hair asked. First, Mr. Denki, I'm gonna need Bakugo to step forward, Naruto said as he pointed at a circle in the field. The blonde explosion boy stepped forward with a cocky smirk. What was your average throw for a softball in middle school? Naruto asked him. Around 13 meters, Bakugo answered. Dear, throw that, but use your quirk when you throw it, Naruto told him as he threw a ball at him. Throw it whenever you're ready, just stay in the circle, Naruto said as he stepped back. Die. Bakugo shouted as he threw the ball powered by an explosion, while Naruto measured the distance with a gun. 705.2 meters. Impressive, Naruto said as Bakugo smirked cockily. This will be to show you new applications for your quirk, since most of you have some understanding of how your quirk works, Naruto said, sending a look at Izuku. Cool. This will be fun. Mina said with an excited smile. Perhaps, but consider it testing for your weaknesses and strengths. In the hero business you adapt or you perish. Or more likely you adapt or others perish while you can only sit by and do nothing, Naruto said seriously. He wasn't gonna do a logical ruse or expelling threat like Aizawa would. He wanted them to understand that while it seemed fun it was still important they learn from this. Later. As the day went by, Naruto had developed his thoughts about each of his students in a journal. Izuku Midoriya, so this is the guy old man Yagi entrusted his quirk to. He's certainly got the drive to become a great hero, but it's gonna take more than that. He also seems to be following the old man's example, and that can be a very dangerous path. He thought as he watched Izuku try to keep up with his fellow students without using his quirk. Ichako Uraraka. She seems like a free-spirited one, that's for sure, but it seems she's still got some kinks to work out with her quirk. Naruto thought as he had seen in her notes that she tended to get sick if she used her quirk too much. Then Ida. Tensei's little brother. He's definitely like his brother back when we went to school. Though somehow way more stuck up. Naruto thought as he watched his student run. Bitsuki Bakugo. Great, a little shit who thinks he's the king of the world, he's gonna give me lots of headaches. Gonna need to destroy his pride. Naruto thought with a shake of his head at Bakugo's attitude. Shoto Todoroki, Endeavor's kid, no surprise his attitude is so cold. His father must have put him through hell to mold him into his perfect successor. Refuses to use his entire quirk. Gonna need to convince him to use his full quirk. Naruto thought as he took notes. Momoye Oirozu. Another student who got here on recommendation, the daughter of the Eirozu family. No surprise she got in, and she definitely has the brains and ingenuity to show it. Naruto thought to himself. Ejiro Kirishima. Hot-headed one, but with a strong fighting spirit. He thought to himself. Minoru Mineta. Just great, a dirty little pervert, aka. Punching bag. Won't last a week with how perverse he is. Enki Kaminari. Another perv, and with a quirk that fries his brain, this is gonna be a pain. Mina Ishido, she reminds me of Rumi back in the day. I pray for the survival of whoever she finds interest in romantically. Naruto thought with a chuckle. Jiro Kyoka. Seems a bit cold unless it comes to music. Her jacks are actually pretty versatile if a bit sensitive, since we have many loud people in the class. Rakido Sato. Strength increases with the amount of sugar he consumes. Memo to me. Get him a utility belt filled with treats. Masahiro Jiro. A martial artist who uses his tail quirk for mobility and combat. Most likely the most trained in the class due to his martial arts background. Gonna need to teach him to use his tail for weapons and long-range combat. Or Hagakure. The invisible girl. Gonna need to give her some real stealth training though. Invisibility is only useful for those with proper stealth. Suspect her quirk may be more than just invisibility. We'll need to test this down the line. Tsuyu Asui. Blunt, but I believe out of all the students here her quirk may be the most versatile. She has strong leg muscles like Rumi, incredible leaping ability, and aquatic skill most likely due to her frog-based nature. Note to self, ask Rumi to teach her how to fight. Fumikage Tokoyami. Oh sweet black fucking Sabbath, an edgelord with ascension quirk. He's definitely skilled with his symbiotic partner, but I may have to worry about coming into class one day and him hiding in the closet, listening to Blink 182 and basking in his edge. Koji Koda. A true gentle giant. In terms of power, his quirk may actually be the true strongest quirk here if he could find his confidence to use it. Calling animals to help him fight is insanely useful. If he was willing to fight. How many villains can fight a bear 10 after all? Pantasiro. So we've got a bootleg Spider-Man that uses tape. He'd actually make a decent rescue hero who can traverse up tall buildings or clear out buildings of people and bring them down to ground level. Arguably he's the most mobile of the class aside from Asui. Mizo Shoji. He has 6 arms that are like tentacles. And can grow said tentacles with ears, eyes, or mouths. Would be good for combat and reconnaissance if he can listen from afar by growing ears on his arms. However, his extra limbs would make him an unpredictable foe in close quarters combat. Memo to me. Get him some guns or ranged weapons. With his multiple arms he could be a dangerous sharpshooter. Yuga Aoyama. This kid is obsessed with shining. His quirk naval laser shoots a powerful laser out of his stomach but also upsets his stomach. I've got my work cut out for me with him. Naruto turned to the class as he closed his journal. Well done, all of you, keep it up. Midoriya, a word if I may. Naruto said as he beckoned him over. Izuku paused at this and walked over to him. Relax kid, you're not in trouble. I know why you're not using your quirk. I want to see what you know about it before I give you some advice to it. Naruto said before leaning over and whispering, after all might apparently suck teaching you about one for all, so let's see if I do better, Naruto said. Why you know? Izuku whispered back in surprise that his teacher figured him out so quickly. Did I trained under Nezu for years. I'd have to be an idiot to not realize the almighty moron wasn't hiding something, Naruto deadpanned. Oh right, I forgot you trained with Principal Nezu, Izuku said as he nervously rubbed the back of his head. To be honest, I'm tempted to make you train under him as well. I've heard your little mutterings during these tests and he'd jump at the chance to make you third in command when he takes over the world after nurturing that analysis of yours, Naruto smirked before turning serious. Now what do you know about the quirk? Not just what All Might said, what do you know? Naruto asked. Well, I know that it's pretty much built up power over 7 generations that I can use to attack. I just don't know how to use just a little of it. Izuku said. You also need to learn to channel it in only a part of your body. Or perhaps through your whole body. Quirks are like muscles after all. Naruto said in thought. Sir, I may need to learn to just use what my body can handle before I use it on my whole body, Izuku said. Right. Alright, I have an idea. Channel full power but don't attack with it. Channel it in a finger to start. Naruto ordered. Izuku nodded as he held out his finger and it sparked with red lightning, getting the class's attention as they stopped the tests to watch. Now what do you feel? Naruto asked. Feel where you draw the power from. Measure how much you have in that finger and try to lessen it. Naruto ordered the boy. Izuku nodded as he focused on his finger, which glowed a lot less. Your power is a wellspring. Do not take more than you need. Take only what is necessary, Naruto told him. Izuku nodded as he felt the power in his finger wasn't strong enough to hurt him. Okay, now that you have a feeling for this, let's see you channel that level of power in your whole fist, Naruto ordered. Izuku focused the power, keeping it at his maximum power but spreading it through his fist. Making it spark with green lightning as the class surrounded the student and teacher. Womina said in awe since Izuku hadn't used his quirk for any of the tests. He has a quirk. Bakugo growled out in a rage. Now course it through your entire arm. Feel the energy flow. Naruto ordered the green-haired boy. Izuku let the energy at its maximum power flow into his arm. Red lightning coursing. Whoa. Pull back kid, cover your body, but keep it small, Naruto ordered as it was most likely a slip-up, but one he could attribute to his lack of ever having used the quirk this way. Izuku panted at this before he fell to his knees as he powered down. Well, you got your fist covered, so that's progress kid. Take 5, then you're gonna do the tests with your fist like that. Deku, what the hell was that? You little lying green motherfucker. Bakugo yelled as he ran at Izuku. Before Bakugo could approach Izuku, Naruto grabbed his fist and judo flipped him and slammed him on the ground hard. "Whoa, Teach isn't playing," Kirishima said with an impressed whistle. "You know I really don't care for that attitude of yours. See, I have this thing against arrogant peasants. And unfortunately you remind me so much of a flaming turd I know," Naruto said boredly to the enraged Bakugo. Bakugo got on his feet as Naruto glared at him. "Okay, new rule, no fighting unless it's a spar, and if you throw a punch you're expelled," Naruto said seriously. "You're all here to be heroes. Not for some fight club BS. And Bakugo, here's a little reality check for you. There will always be someone stronger," Naruto told him. "I can beat anyone," Bakugo was yelling before Naruto held up his hand to stop him. "Oh? Can you beat Stars and Stripes? All Might? And Ever? Me?" Naruto asked seriously. "Tell you what, let's have a little spar right here right now," Naruto offered seriously to the enraged blonde. Bakugo growled but hesitated as even he knew he couldn't win versus the number 3 hero. "Let me iterate something for all of you. You're all just heroes in training. Some of you have powerful quirks while others may have weaker ones. That doesn't matter. A hero is someone who saves the innocent with or without their quirk. A hero will fight insurmountable odds and try to prevail. The true heroes aren't ones who dominate but who overcome their obstacles. Throughout your futures you will be faced with tough decisions and what you do will determine how much of a hero you are," Naruto explained seriously. "If you're all just here to lord over others weaker than you, then hit the road and become a politician," Naruto said looking at Bakugo. "If you're here for sex only, then get the hell out of my sight," Naruto said looking over at Mineta. "But if you're well and truly here to learn to be heroes and how to truly use your gifts to save others, then you may stay. You're not just going beyond plus ultra. I'll teach you how to go beyond even that," Naruto told them all. The gathered students smiled at this and nodded. "Ah. I'm fired up," Kirishima yelled as he pumped his fists. "Now settle down. Midoriya, how are you feeling?" Naruto asked. "I think I have this," Izuku said as he sighed and started to charge a small amount of his power which started to cover his whole body making green lightning. "Oh my," Momo said in awe seeing this. "That's what I want to see. Try moving a bit," Naruto ordered. "It's a bit difficult moving like this," Izuku admitted. "Then you better get used to it quick. You're redoing all the tests like that. Start with the dash," Naruto ordered. "Sir," Izuku yelled as he took off towards the starting line kicking up a little wind. "What?" the class yelled in shock at his speed. "Now go," Naruto ordered Izuku as he dashed. Naruto looked at his speedometer and chuckled. "Not bad, kid, you're in the top 5 of the class now in speed," Naruto said with a grin. "If he could do this, why didn't he use his quirk before Kiro?" Sayu asked curiously as she tilted her head. "Cause this is him using a small amount of power and he didn't want to hurt himself or anyone else," Naruto said. "Oh yes, he did decimate a 0-pointer so it makes sense," Lita said with a nod of understanding. "Wow, he did?" Mina asked with an excited smile. "Yeah, he saved me from the 0-pointer," Ichako said with a smile. "Oh really?" Mina asked with a smile and a giggle making Akako blush a little. "Another colleague of mine would have expelled him for not having control. I, on the other hand, want to help all of you thrive. A teacher is one who guides. Not one who sits back and lets his students figure things out by themselves," Naruto said. "I am willing to personally help all of you when it's needed," Naruto said as Izuku finished his tests and rejoined them all. "Now that's what it's about, kid. Though it looks like you'll need a sturdier gym uniform," Naruto smirked seeing the top half of Izuku's gym uniform utterly ripped apart from his speed, revealing his upper body and muscles. Mina thought as she checked Izuku out and licked her lips. "Oh god, she's Rumi mixed with Namuri. Good luck, kid," Naruto thought, praying for Izuku's survival. Later. It was the end of the school day and his class were all getting dressed for going home. Naruto was walking out of his classroom when he heard screaming coming from the girls' locker room. He immediately rushed there and booted open the door. "Are you all okay?" Naruto yelled as he entered and silently was glad the girls were all dressed. "We're okay, sir," Momo yelled as she dragged what looked like a capture net behind her which contained Mineta. "He tried to peek on you?" Naruto asked growling. "Yeah, little freak was in the vents above, but I heard him," Jiro said with a glare at the pervert as her ear jacks rose. "Well Mineta, good news and bad news. Good news, you're getting expelled," Naruto said to the boy. "What? How is that good news?" the boy questioned angrily and terrified. "It's good news for them. And bad news for you. I'm gonna make sure that the only school you can get into is an all-boys school," Naruto said as he grabbed the net and dragged him away. "I do sincerely apologize for the intrusion, girls, I was concerned," Naruto said with a bow as he walked away. "Well, at least that little freak is gone, now we can get dressed," Jiro said with a sigh. "Yeah, and we can get to what's important," Mina said. "Like what?" Ichako asked curiously. "Who we think is the cutest boy in class," Mina said with a bright smile. Mina, that's ridiculous. We've just started the year today. Momo yelled scandalized. Yeah, it's only been a day, Toru said with a nod. Midoriya Kirotsuyu said, instantly getting everyone's attention. What? Most of us are thinking it, Tsuyu said with a shrug. Haha, I like you, Tsuyu, you're honest, Mina said with a giggle. Same with me, I mean, did you see that body? You could sharpen metal on those abs, Mina purred out. This is inappropriate. Momo yelled with a hot red blush. Hiro. You're attracted to him too, don't lie, Tsuyu said bluntly. You too, Achako. Mina said, pointing at the gravity girl. What? Now that's ridiculous. Achako yelled with a blush while Mina giggled at her denial. With Naruto. Naruto opened Nezu's office and dropped the captured Mineta on the Chimera's desk unceremoniously. Oh dear, what happened? Nezu asked. That big boob prude captured me, and Mineta was yelling before Naruto silenced him with a glare. This little bastard broke into the girls' changing room through the vents to peek on them. I'm here to help train heroes, not sex offenders and villains, Naruto said seriously. Nezu sighed at this. I suppose this means you want him expelled? Nezu asked. Better I quit, Naruto said with a hard glare. I will not stand by and let someone who constantly made inappropriate comments and then had the audacity to peek on women in the classroom. Very well, I'll call his parents and have him expelled immediately, Nezu said with a nod. What? You can't do this to me. Mineta yelled, crying. Oh good, and now he's crying. Naruto groaned before pulling out a roll of duct tape and taping the boy's mouth shut. You can go now, Naruto, I know Rumi expects you home on time, Nezu said with a chuckle. You just don't want her coming here to see me, Naruto smirked as Nezu stayed silent. Well, joke's on you. I was gonna ask her to train some of the girls, so ha. Naruto yelled before he ran out of the office laughing maniacally. I am gonna miss the thick bunny hero visiting. Why? Mineta screamed as he got the tape off his mouth through force. Last time I accept a student while high on cheese, Nezu sighed as he got out the paperwork to expel a student. I suppose I'll need to find a replacement for the class as well, Nezu said. Ah, here's one Naruto had an interest in. This one's in general education. Perfect, Nezu said, pulling out a file that said Hitachi Shinso. Chapter 2. Opening by NEOSTARDUSTDRAGIN 101. Naruto and Izuku stand back to back against each other before turning around. Both of them perform several martial arts moves, throwing punches, kicks, palms, and elbow strikes at the air as the sun starts to shine over Dagaba Beach. Saiku oikes no Kabara. Ho wo ajit sora takaku. Himita boku wa anaji kokoro wo materu bakensha. Izuku walks through the streets in his middle school uniform, reading one of his hero journals. He pauses mid-step as the street turns black and an image of Naruto appears with his arms crossed and an image of sad Izuku overlaps with his. Mado heiaku supido zenkaida. Ananami demon atemiseru kara. Kumo wo koteniji wo kuguriba bakura no sekai sa. The younger Naruto stands alone in his UA uniform, clenching his fist tightly, imagines of his old friends and classmates from UA, Midoriya, Rumi, Burnin and Tensei all smiling. Yahoo! Koijit sa ikuyo. Urukaneru daichi hitu. Yahoo! Hono yumi no mukagawa made suzuiteru. Hono michi wo susumu dake sa. UA stands proudly as the students of Class 1A stand together. Toru, Ajiro, Aoyama, Shaoji, Kota, Kaminari, Jiro, Mina, Shiro, Tokoyami, Ida, Bakugo, Todoroki, Sato, Achako, Tsuyu, and Momo. Mineta jumps up hoping for grope but is quickly kicked away by Izuku, who smiles as Achako hugs him from behind, along with Mina and Tsuyu, making him blush. Poramimi wo sumasiba wakaru deru. Akutachi wo yunderu ko ga. Sora no hate no zudo mukunai. Baritona kirameki. In a hot spring, Rumi sighs, bathing along with Riko, Namuri, Inko, Mitsuki and Burnin when they see Yui step into the bath as well. Yahoo! The comedy mo sa ikuyo. Tizunante iranai sa. Yahoo! Kono mun wo matashiteru. Waku waku gaeru kajiri ao ari wanai. The front off of UA zooms as All Might stands in his muscle form joined by the other teachers of UA, all of them either using their quirks of wielding their weapons. Yahoo! Koijit sa ikuyo. Urukaneru daichi hitu. Shinso sits in his general studies class, Mei is at work in her lab, while Vlad is teaching his own students in Class 1B. Monoma smirks as the faces of each student of Class B line up using that special powers. Izuku straps on his gloves, puts on his mask and stands across from Bakugo, who smirks at him with a toothy sharp grin as they stand atop erect bundling. Yahoo! Kono yumi no mukagawa made suzuiteru. Kono michi wo susumu dake sa. Todoroki swipe his left hand summoning up his wave of ice, while Class 1A charges in with a loud shout. Ichako evades several incoming hits before throwing a strong kick, Kirishima roars as he throws a heavy punch, Momo kicks 2 opponents, while Todoroki swiped his arm, freezing his opponent solid. Yahoo! Akamadi mo sa ikuyo. Gizunante iron sa. Izuku stands up wiping blood from his mouth as he thinks back to all the hard training Naruto had put him through, swimming away from sharks, sparring with Maruko, lifing up large chunks of ruble. He sits in his apartment wiping his head as Inko hands him a towel. Naruto grins as he throws out a punch, and the teachers of UA charge in alongside him ready for battle as well. Yahoo! Konomune wo matashateru. Waku waku gairu kajiri ao ari wanai. Izuku's friends rush to his side to find him bloody and bruised as he and Naruto stand side by side, staring down a dark menacing shadow, as Tamura Shigaraki stands before them with Nomu at his side. Both teacher and student look at each other as they take their stance and charge in at their opponents, while Tamura thrusts his hand out forward. But Naruto. It had been 2 days since he started being a teacher at UA. In that time he had expelled Minoru Mineta as well as had been filling out transfer paperwork to bring in Shinso Hitachi to his class with Nezu. Today would be Shinso's first day as a Hero Corps student. Right now Naruto was in his classroom early waiting for his new student who was told to be here early. I'll be surprised if he's here early. Kid looks like Aizawa and seems just as tired, Naruto snickered to himself. I'll take that as a compliment, a male voice said as a teen boy came into the classroom. Shinso, glad you came. Have a seat. Naruto said as he gestured to a desk in the front for him to sit in. Shinso nodded as he sat down in his seat. First of all, welcome to the Hero course. Naruto said with a smile. Shinso nodded at this as he looked at Naruto, as if trying to get a read on him. I'm surprised you chose me over some of the other general education studies students to replace the purple guy, he said. Truthfully, I wanted you in the class from the start after watching your Quirk during the entrance exams. Unfortunately, due to regulations, I had to pick up students that made it via points from that test. Naruto admitted. Your practical exam is bullshit, Shinso said with a flat tone as he thought about how it was unfair to essentially test only for combat-oriented quirks. Naruto looked at Shinso for a moment before he laughed. You got that right, Naruto said as he found the purpose of the exam rather lacking for non-combat-oriented quirks like Shinso's. Shinso's eyes widened in surprise at this response before he nodded. Anyways, I just wanted to brief you on a few of your classmates since you missed being here with them on the first day, as well as finalize your heroics costumes since this afternoon. You all have heroics training with All Might, Naruto told the boy. He's a new teacher too? Shinso asked with a raised eyebrow. Yup. He'll be your main teacher for heroics and the like. I will be there on and off. More to see how you all improve and as an advisor. Naruto clarified. You're not gonna just leave it to the number 1 hero? Shinso asked curiously. Naruto snorted at this. Hell no, you're my class and it's my job to turn you all into pros. I don't care how many records and arrests he's done. It doesn't always translate to the best teaching, Naruto informed the purple-haired boy. The press is right, you are committed in everything you do, Shinso said. Yup, which is why when Nezu takes over the world I for one am committed to our future Chimera Overlord's reign, Naruto said seriously. Shinso was silent at this. Nice try, but the word is out about that gag between you and the principal, he said. Yes, a gag. Definitely not us using it as a joke to hide the truth, Naruto said with shifty eyes. Shinso rolled his eyes at this. Sure, now what students did you want to tell me about? Shinso asked. There's one who I think would be able to help you find creative uses for your quirk named Izuku Midoriya. However, there is another student named Kitsuki Bakugo, Naruto was about to explain. The one with the Pomeranian hair and a bad attitude? Shinso asked with a raised eyebrow as he had heard rumors about him. Ha. Oh, I gotta remember that one, Naruto said as he laughed. Anyways, I just wanted to give you a warning about him and his rather massive ego. You will do something and it will piss him off, so don't take it personally, as I need to break him down first, Naruto said. Shinso nodded at this. Did the support department get my hero outfit done? Shinso asked. Yeah, I have the contract for you to sign so it can be placed with your other classmates' outfits. I need it signed by you before school opens so I can bring it to Power Loader ASAP, Naruto said as he pulled out a paper and placed it on Shinso's desk. Shinso nodded as he signed the paper. You didn't even read it, Naruto deadpanned at his new student. I could have had a clause put in there where I legally own your soul. Before Shinso could respond to that, the classroom doors suddenly opened. Thought I heard voices. Been a while, Ultima sensei. A blonde girl with cat-like eyes grinned at the 1A teacher. Hey squirt, Naruto said with a smile. Come on, you know my name. The girl pouted. Naruto chuckled at this as he reminisced about how he met and saved this girl back when he was a newly graduated hero. Flashback start. Naruto was on a solo patrol in the rich neighborhood of Musatafu. Walking along the street surveying for any sign of crime or danger. Suddenly he came to a local park and saw it was deserted. Save for one blonde girl crying her eyes out on a bench. Naruto frowned at this as he hated to see kids crying before he nodded and approached the little girl. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked kindly as he got down on one knee so he could get a good look at her. The little girl looked at Naruto and continued to sob as she looked at him. "My parents hate me," she sobbed out. "What makes you say that?" Naruto asked gently, wanting to know why she'd assume such a thing. They keep telling me my quirk is evil and to be normal, but I don't understand," the girl sobbed out. "What? That's ridiculous. No quirk is evil, it's how it's used," Naruto said fiercely. "They said there is nothing good about sucking blood," the girl choked out crying. "Oh, for that's not an issue if you can get blood donated to you. Plenty of people have blood-based quirks. I know a guy with one that's a pro hero," Naruto said thinking of Lad King. The little girl's eyes widened at this. "There's a hero whose quirk involves blood?" she asked. "Yup, now let's dry those tears and see if I can help you. What's your name?" Naruto asked as he pulled out a hanky for her to dry her eyes. "Himiko." "Himiko Toga," the girl greeted with a true smile after wiping her eyes. Naruto smiled at this as he held out his hand to her. "Okay Toga, let's get you looked at by a doctor friend of mine, she knows a lot about quirks," he said cheerily to the little girl. And thus this was Ultima's first ever person saved after becoming a fully licensed hero. Flashback end. Naruto chuckled at this memory, glad he had followed his instincts and confronted Toga's parents, who had been suppressing her quirk, which could have had a severe psychological impact on her. Also he was happy to throw her father through a wall after he pulled a gun on him. Thankfully things went okay after that. Toga's parents went to jail for neglect and abuse, and their fortune was left to Toga in a trust fund while she lived with a relative that was very understanding of her situation. And thanks to him helping her at her lowest point, she strived to become a hero like him and Vlad King. "You're daydreaming again," Toga deadpanned at Naruto. "Just reminiscing about the first person I saved as a fully licensed pro hero," he smiled at the girl. "I feel like I'm missing some context here," Shinso deadpanned. "Oh. Sorry Shinso, this is Himiko Toga, she's a fellow hero student, but she's in class B." Naruto introduced his new student to Toga. "Hi," Toga greeted with a fanged smile while Shinso nodded back in a greeting. "So what brings you here Toga?" Naruto asked. "Oh. I found this cutie I want to meet officially and I heard he's in your class," Toga said with a bright grin. "It's not a blonde kid with crazy anger issues, is it?" Naruto asked wanting to rule out Bakugo. "Bleh. Hell no. It's this cutie with green hair and freckles. I watched him destroy the zero-pointer and break his arm in the process. He was already cute but that blood on him. Toga grinned. Naruto realized Toga was referring to Izuku and snickered. "Oh geez, she's gonna eat him alive," he thought to himself. "Began missing a lot of context here," Shinso deadpanned. "It's the student I said could help you figure out strategies for your quirk, Izuku Midoriya," Naruto said with a smile. "Oh, he is in this class then. Where is he? Where does he live? What blood type is he?" Toga asked excitedly as if she had just eaten 10 pixie sticks. "Never you mind Toga, you have class with Vlad and I don't need him coming here looking for you," Naruto told the girl. "Don't you pull that protective big brother crap," Toga shouted out as she stomped her foot. "It ain't you I'm protecting," Naruto muttered as he beckoned her to get to class. Just in time as his students started filing into class. "Morning Teach," Kirishima said with a fanged grin and a wave. "Morning Ijiro," Naruto greeted the red-haired teen. "Who's the new guy?" Denki asked curiously as he came into class with Kota and Tokoyami. "I will explain when everyone gets here," Naruto said as he waited for everyone to fully sit down. "Now as you all know, Minoru Mineta was expelled due to some reprehensible actions on his part to your fellow classmates," Naruto said. "I apologize again for not keeping a better eye on him, sensei," Iida yelled out as he bowed his head at Naruto. "It ain't your fault Iida, he dug his own grave. None of you dug it for him. Anyways, after days of paperwork I was able to get a student transferred from general education. This is your new classmate Shinso Hitachi," Naruto introduced the tired-looking boy to everyone. "Why does he look like that guy who sleeps in the hall in a sleeping bag?" Toru asked curiously. "Amadazawa. Use a closet at least to sleep," Naruto shouted after opening the classroom door. Nozawa's voice was heard from the hallway. "I'm putting pop rocks in your coffee," Naruto yelled out to the hall, making some of the students laugh. "Do it and die," Aizawa shouted back. "Anyway, since he's new I'm gonna allow you all to ask him some questions," Naruto said. "I got one for the extra." "What's his quirk?" Bakugo asked with a glare. "Ask him yourself," Naruto said with a small smirk and a nod at Shinso, who rose an eyebrow and nodded back. "So you want to know what my quirk is?" Shinso asked Bakugo. "I ain't gonna ask," Bakugo was telling before his eyes went dull and he stood there like he was in a daze. "Jump on the teacher's desk and crow like a rooster loudly while flapping your arms," Shinso said as he pointed at Naruto's desk. "Haka-doodle-doo. Bak baka baka." Bakugo jumped on the desk and acted like a chicken. Naruto smirked at this while some of the students laughed loudly at this whole, some took out phones to record this. Even Naruto was recording this. Izuku looked at this in shock before he looked at Shinso. What activated this? Was it him answering you? Was it the question itself? No, then he would have been like this after asking the first question. It had to be responding to him as an activation. That's so useful to interrogate villains. Izuku started muttering. Actually, I can't make UI brainwash talk or do anything complicated, Shinso said, catching a bit of his muttering. So it's only suited for capture as well as removing people from a crime area if they refuse to leave it first. Even so, that's an amazing quirk for a hero, Izuku said as he pulled out a notebook and started writing this stuff down very quickly. Where'd he get that? Tenya asked, stupefied, as Izuku didn't have anything on his desk before and now it was like it magically appeared in his hands. Let's see, simple phrases such as who are you and what are you doing here almost will always get responses. A good way of getting a response would also be to play at one's ego through insults or jokes. And mutter, Izuku was mumbling. Okay, take a breath, Midoriya, we have class to start, you can compare notes later, Naruto said with a chuckle. Teach, what about Bakugo? Mina asked curiously as Bakugo was still flapping his arms and clucking. Shinso, can you release him? In like 30 seconds. Naruto asked as he was planning on using his recording as a way to break Bakugo's pride. Shinso nodded at this before he counted to 30 before he smacked Bakugo in the back of the head. You sleep-deprived motherfucker. You think you're fucking better than me? I'll fucking gut you with a spoon. He was saying before he was cut off. You will do nothing, otherwise I will post this online, Naruto said as he held up his phone, which was playing the video of Bakugo crowing and flapping his arms. What the hell is that? Bakugo roared, fire spewing from his mouth in rage. It's called incentive to behave now, sit down, Naruto ordered while Bakugo grumbled to himself as he headed back to his seat. Ignoring the snickering of the extras around him. Now then, you all have heroics training this afternoon and I'll be joining your class to see what you're all capable of. I will not affect your grades for that class in any way, shape, or form. In the meantime though, I have a quick video to show you all while I run a bit of paperwork to Powerloader, Naruto said as he used a large screen behind him to start a video. The image showed Naruto and Rumi in a bedroom fully dressed. Now you're just gonna watch it once and delete it, right? Naruto on the screen asked as he sat on the bed and Rumi sat in his lap with a smirk. Yeah, I just want to see what we look like when you have me bent over, and Rumi on the screen was saying before Naruto turned it off in a panic. God damn it, you're not funny, Aizawa. Naruto yelled into the hallway. The hell are you talking about? Aizawa asked, legitimately confused. Don't play dumb with me, you asshole. Naruto shouted, convinced it was Aizawa who did that. Never realizing it was actually Nezu who pranked him. This is our teacher? Momo asked with a blush on her face at what was implied to be on that footage. Damn, Maruko is hot, Denki said unashamedly before screaming as one of Jiro's earjacks stabbed him in the ear. She's taken also, she'd break you in seconds, Jiro said blandly to the electric quirk user. Okay, here's the video you're supposed to watch, Naruto said after entering the room again and clicking a video before walking out the door to drop off Shinso's contract paperwork to Powerloader. It was a video of All Might giving brief introduction of how being a hero. A little video known as So You Wanna Be Heroes. Later. Naruto was outside in the city training zone in his hero outfit waiting for his class, along with All Might. So how long do you have left for today before you pop? Naruto asked All Might. I have 2 hours left for today, as long as I don't get too showy, All Might explained. At this rate we may need another teacher to cover you for this class, then Naruto said as the students were taking their time with their costumes. I assure you I'll be fine, besides Nezu has Midnight on standby to fill in for me if needed, All Might said. Goody, Naruto said with a flat tone. Oh come now my friend. Surely she wouldn't try anything in front of the students. Would she? All Might asked. X-rated hero, Naruto deadpanned. Oh look, here they come. Looking sharp, boys and girls. All Might grinned at seeing the students in their costumes exit the locker room. Naruto nodded in agreement before he noticed something. Toru, where is your outfit? Naruto asked. This is what I requested, Toru said, seeing as she was only wearing boots and gloves. Naruto sighed at this as he pinched his nose. Kid, there are materials that can disappear along with you, so why the hell didn't you request that? Naruto asked. They have that? Toru asked, confused. Oh Christ on a stick, Naruto groaned as he already felt a headache coming. Say, where's young Midoriya? All Might asked. Not seeing Izuku in the lineup of heroes in training, while also trying to save his fellow teacher from a headache. I'm here. Izuku yelled as he ran out wearing a green hero outfit and a green mask that looked like a grinning rabbit with long ears. Didn't you request some actual armor or something? Naruto asked, seeing what was essentially a spandex suit and mask. Well, my mom made this, and Izuku was saying before he trailed off and rubbed the back of his head sheepishly. Naruto sighed at this. Kid, I understand, trust me, but I think your mom would prefer it if you had something that had some level of protection. Naruto said, seriously, tell you what, I'll go with you before school's out to the support department. We'll see if they can get you something more protective, Naruto said, as it was too late right now to get that done due to class taking place, but it's a lesson for the future at least. All Might Sensei. Can you please explain this combat exercise you will have us be doing? Lita asked from under a robotic suit of armor. We will be using this battleground to do an exercise in urban combat that will see how well you can work together. You will each be in teams of 2. One team heroes. The other villains. The villains will be in this building behind me guarding a bomb, while the hero's goal is to capture the villains or the bomb. The villain's goal is to defeat the heroes or let the clock run out. All Might explained from a cue card. How do we pick teams? Achako asked. How bad can we hurt the other teams? Bakugo asked, grinning evilly. Does my cape look shiny enough? Aoyama asked as he showed off his cape. An order with ease, no maiming or breaking bones, and please focus, Aoyama, Naruto said as he pushed over a box with a hole in the top. Your sensei and I shall draw lots to determine who will be teamed together, All Might said. Doesn't that seem a bit random though? Iida asked, confused. Actually, heroes sometimes have to team with other heroes in dire circumstances they wouldn't normally work with, Izuku said, defending the randomization. Ah. Of course. Forgive me for my insolence, Sensei, Iida said with a nod of understanding. This kid really has a stick shoved up him. Way worse than Tensei ever was, as Naruto thought. Moments later. All the students had finished drawing lots and were seeing who they were teamed with. Okay, who else has a? Izuku muttered to himself, looking around trying to find his learner. That's me, Midoriya, Momo said as she approached the green-clad boy. Izuku blushed under his mask at the sight of her very revealing red outfit. She's a DT, not a AO. Denki said before Jiro stabbed him in the ear with her earphone jacks. Damn it, woman, are you trying to make me deaf? Denki shouted before screaming as she impaled his ear again. That kid really has to stop shoving his foot in his mouth, Naruto sighed. Well, at least he's not Mineta. He thought to himself, glad Denki had some standards and was mainly a jockster and flirtkind like him at first when he was in UA, but much less game. You're lucky, Momo, I was hoping to team with him, Mina said with a smirk at Izuku. Stop scaring him, Ishido, Naruto deadpanned. I'm not scaring anyone, Mina said, confused. Ishido, free advice, don't be a try-hard, just be yourself, Naruto told her. Hey look, it's Midnight Sensei, Mina pointed behind him. Where? You're not getting access to any of my holes. Naruto yelled in a panic as he looked around before he realized she wasn't there. Haha, very funny, Ishido. Thanks, teach, Mina said with a grin and a thumbs up. Also, she wasn't lying. Foxy, a seductive female voice purred behind him before Naruto felt something pinch his ass. Naruto jumped a little at this before he looked at Namuri, smirking at him. The hell? Why are you here? You promised me a date and I aim to collect. Namuri purred out at Naruto, and someone left a very steamy video on my laptop of you and Rumi going at it and I just had to see you, Namuri said with a smirk. Minors present, Naruto said with a flat tone. They're training to be heroes, they'll see and hear worse, Namuri said nonchalantly. Okay, students, follow me. All Might yelled to his students. No, wait. Don't leave me alone with her. Naruto yelled as he tried to follow, but Namuri had his arm keeping him in place. Oh, don't be afraid, we can invite Rumi and throw a party, Namuri purred out. You're God. Denki yelled out at Naruto as he was dragged off by Sato. God, I say. You have a strong grip, woman, Naruto groaned as he tried to get loose. You should see what my mouth can do if that impresses you, Namuri told him, smirking. Naruto sighed at this. Fine, I'm free this weekend, we can go on a date then, but only if you behave, Naruto told her. And if I'm naughty? She purred out to the number 3 hero. Then you get nothing and have to watch me rail Rumi, Naruto said. I wouldn't actually mind seeing that in person, but fine. I'll be good. At least until you want me to be bad, Namuri purred out to her prey, I mean her object of affection. Yeah. That. Naruto rolled his eyes at the X-rated heroine. Just let me observe my students, he said as he followed All Might. Very well. See you later, stud, Namuri grinned as she started walking away from him, swaying her ass for him to watch. In the observation room. Glad you could join us, Naruto, All Might said as Naruto walked into the room after his encounter with Midnight. So who's up first? Naruto said as he looked at the video displays which showed the inside of the building where the exercise was taking place. Team A of Izuku, Midoriya and Momoyaoi Rozu as heroes against Team D of Bakugo, Katsuki and Shoto Todoroki as villains, All Might said with a smile as he gazed at the video display to see where the villain team was setting up. Oh, this is gonna end badly, Naruto sighed after hearing who was facing who. I'm sure it will be fine, my boy. What's the worst that could happen, All Might said as he laughed. He would pay for uttering those words. With Izuku. Izuku was currently shaking like a leaf outside the building as he was facing Bakugo. "Midoriya, are you okay?" Momo asked curiously as she made what looked like metal caps filled with a liquid. "Fine. Totally fine. Why wouldn't I be fine?" Izuku squeaked out terrified. "Because you're sweating through your costume?" Momo said, confused at his behavior. "I'm fine." "What are those?" Izuku asked, pointing at the caplets filled with liquid. "I'm using my quirk to make calcium chloride which will melt ice almost instantly." "That's amazing. That reminds me, I never did ask what your quirk was," Izuku said as he pulled out a notebook. "But the others? Where does he keep getting those notebooks?" He had a question from the observation room with the others. "Just go with it, kid. It'll save you the headache later," Naruto said. Back with Izuku. "So you can make any non-living item as long as you know what it's made of?" Izuku asked in awe. "That's correct," Momo nodded. "That's amazing. It's the most versatile quirk I've ever seen. You can be a literal armory or constantly capture items. You could even help create materials for different technology in an instant that would be hard-pressed to be obtainable," Izuku muttered, writing things down. "Well, I can't do it forever. I make everything from the fat cells in my body," Momo explained. Should probably develop an emergency snack that can fill her up with very little," Izuku was muttering before Momo interrupted him. "As interesting as this is, we need a plan. Tell me, do you know how Bakugo's quirk works?" "I'm asking because he seems familiar with you," Momo asked curiously as she hoped Izuku had some knowledge that could help. "His quirk allows him to sweat nitroglycerin which he can ignite into explosions. The more he sweats the stronger his explosions can be." "So he drew a bad hand with having Todoroki as a partner," Momo mused. "As well as you. Since you easily created calcium chloride, you could create something that can freeze him or prevent him from sweating. However, he'll most likely ignore you and target me," Izuku said. "And then we will use that to lure him into a trap," Momo suggested. "A trap for Kachin? Can you create a moldable metal to restrain him?" "I may have a plan," Izuku asked. "Yeah, I can do that. Would it being in a bomb help?" Momo asked with a smile. "A bomb? That changes my plan somewhat, but I can work with that." Izuku nodded. "The test starts in 5 minutes, heroes," All Might announced over the PA. "Looks like we better get ready," Momo said with a smile. Inside the building. "Fucking Deku. Gonna crush that damn nerd into dust." Bakugo was growling as he started to leave the room where they had the bomb. "You shouldn't go alone, you don't know what Yaora's quirk could do," Shoto said in monotone. "Quiet, Iceman. I have no reason to care about Big Tits or her shitty quirk." Bakugo growled at his villain partner. "Fine, I'll stay here as a last line of defense and freeze the door shut behind you," Shoto said with a monotone. "Battle start," All Might shouted through the PA. "Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care what you do extra, just stay out of my way of killing that damn nerd." Bakugo shouted as he walked out, grumbling the whole way. Observation room. All Might was currently blushing due to hearing Bakugo's mumbling curses, teaching him several phrases he never knew existed. "That kid is gonna lose hard," Naruto said with a sigh. "What makes you say that, sir?" Toru asked curiously. "He has skill and power, but he's far too arrogant and cocky. If he gets even slight resistance he'll snap and wreck things up, collateral damage be damned," Naruto said seriously. "And he's going against Momo and Izuku who are way smarter than him," Mina said with a smile. "Indeed. I think Nezu has 2 potential students for him to teach personally," Naruto said as he nodded. The students and All Might shuddered at that. Feeling the cold chill of death touch them. But Bakugo. "Finally. Time to fucking crush that nerd." Bakugo roared as he ran down the halls wanting to destroy Izuku. As he turned a corner at the end of the hall he saw Izuku without Momo. "Deku." Bakugo roared as he rushed in ready to explode Izuku to pieces. Die. He yelled as he sent a blast at the green-clad hero in training. Izuku's body lit up and sparked as he quickly jumped back from the explosion. "You bastard. How dare you look down on me? You lied to me about having a quirk. You worthless nerd." Bakugo growled as he rushed again to blast at Izuku. "I didn't lie," Izuku was saying before Bakugo interrupted his defense, however. "I nerd." Bakugo shouted, throwing a punch at Izuku. Before he could strike at Izuku, Momo threw what looked like a grenade at Bakugo. But Bakugo was shouting as the grenade exploded in a shower of metallic ribbons to try and wrap around and capture him. Bakugo, however, pushed his hands forward and blasted himself backwards away from the capture ribbons with a propelled backdash. "Your girlfriend won't stop me from crushing you into paste, nerd." Bakugo roared as he rushed Izuku again with a right hook. Izuku moved to the side and caught his punch on his shoulder before he grabbed his arm and threw Bakugo towards Momo. "Now." Izuku shouted at Momo, who pulled out another grenade and threw it at the airborne Bakugo. Just as it opened to capture him, however, Bakugo used his explosions to send himself into the floor, colliding on his back before rolling away from the metallic ribbons. "How did you catch my punch, Deku?" Bakugo demanded as he stood away from them. You always lead with a right hook. Deku said, having experienced that many a time. He's that predictable? Momo asked curiously. I'll show you predictable big tits. Bakugo yelled as he aimed his grenade gauntlets at Momo as they flashed a red color before returning to normal. But Naruto. Oh shit. All Might stop him. Naruto ordered the teacher since he could communicate with the students if things went bad. Bakugo, don't pull that pin. You'll kill her. All Might bellowed. But Bakugo. She'll be fine if she dodges. He grinned wickedly as he pulled the pin and fired a massive explosion at Momo, who stared wide-eyed at the incoming explosion. Unable to think of how to escape this. Izuku instinctively charged one for all through his body before he moved and grabbed Momo, picking her up in a bridal carry and dashing away. The force of the explosion launched him into a wall, still holding Momo. Ha! I got you now, you, Bakugo was saying before he was cut off. If you use that again, you are expelled. Naruto bellowed out over the PA system. What? Bakugo yelled in a rage. You heard me. You disobeyed a direct order from a teacher and fired a lethal attack without hesitation at a fellow student during a training exercise. You're lucky I don't expel you now. You have one more chance, boy. Don't test me on this, Naruto yelled. Bakugo growled at this, but in his anger he didn't notice Izuku took aim at him, his hand out in a flicking motion. Smash! Izuku yelled as he flicked his fingers at full power, sending a blast of air which struck Bakugo, sending him flying from the force into a wall and through it. Momo's eyes widened at this, as when the dust settled, Bakugo was on the ground, knocked out, and two of Izuku's fingers were broken, which she easily saw since his glove was destroyed in the attack. But the others? Everyone looked at this, surprised at the result of this fight. Holy crap, Kirishima was saying before he was cut off. He knocked him the fuck out. Denki said before he laughed loudly. And was then stabbed by an earjack. Language, you moron. There's teachers here, Kyoka said with a chuckle as Shikinda agreed with him. I let it go as that was very satisfying, Naruto said with a smile at Izuku's quick thinking. I won't. Kaminari, must you sully this school with such vulgar language? Iida shouted, chopping his arm. What did he say? I can't hear anything. Kaminari loudly shouted. Wow, he actually hurt his fingers to save Momo, Achako said in surprise. And a bit of jealousy that she would deny forever. I know, it's so romantic. Mina said with a smile as she loved situations like this. Almost getting killed is romantic. Kiro Tsuyu asked curiously as she looked at Mina. Actually, she's not wrong. Why, Maruko and I would sometimes, after sparring to near death, would. Naruto was cut off from what he was about to say. Young Midoriya, can you continue? All Might asked over the PA system. But Izuku and Momo. 2 of my fingers are broken, but I still have 8. I can keep going, sensei, Izuku said, determined as he stood up, still holding Momo in his arms despite the 2 broken fingers. Momo composed herself as Izuku put her down. Here, I'll tie up Bakugo, we don't want him waking up, Momo said as she used a capture tape to handcuff him. Bitsuki, Bakugo is eliminated from the exercise. 7 minutes remaining, All Might bellowed after Momo captured him. Okay, let's go after the bomb, Izuku said through grit teeth as he tried to ignore the pain in his fingers. Midoriya, you have 2 broken fingers. You don't need to push yourself, Momo told him. No, we can still win. And a hero is one who endures. Do you have those caplets ready for Todoroki? Momo nodded at this in awe at his conviction. Then let's melt some ice, he said determinedly as he and Momo left to find Todoroki. They soon came up on a door which was iced over. Izuku held up his finger to his lip to silence Momo before he whispered to her. Can you make me a snowboard? Izuku asked her. Of course. What are you thinking? Momo whispered back. His attention will be drawn to you as you'll have melted his ice. If you draw his attention fully, I can get to the bomb if I go in after you. However, he most likely had the foresight to ice the floor, and with how unstable I am with my quirk, I would injure myself trying to use it to move on ice. Izuku explained to the creation quirk girl. 3 minutes. All Might announced over the PA. Momo created Izuku a simple green snowboard instantly before she threw the calcium chloride capsule at the ice. The ice melted and Momo ran in, seeing Shoto glaring at her as he held out his hand which was icing over and sent a wall of ice spikes along the ground at her. Momo ducked behind a support pillar before rolling back out immediately after undoing part of her costume, exposing her back as a ramp formed from her back and legs. Izuku chose this chance to kick off from a wall and snowboard onto the ramp, and thanks to him using a 5% powered kick, he took off fast enough to go flying over the spikes and towards the bomb. Got it? Izuku yelled as he jumped off the snowboard and grabbed the bomb before Todoroki could even react. The hero team wins. All Might bellowed through the PA. Izuku jumped off the bomb back to the floor, only to be met with a hug by Momo, who in her excitement from winning shoved his head into her chest without realizing. MMMPHH. Izuku yelped in surprise as he went atomic red from this display, not expecting it at all. We won Midoriya. Momo squealed happily, not even realizing what she was doing due to her happiness. With Naruto and the others. Wow, those two actually beat the guy that got number 1 in the exams, and Endeavor's kid, Naruto said with a chuckle, impressed with those two. Definitely gonna have them be taught by Nezu at some point. Naruto said with a sinister grin as he called in some robot nurses to help Bikugo and Izuku. All Might smiled at this and turned to the class. Okay, which student in this exercise do you think would be the MVP? I want to hear your thoughts before I say my decision, he said to the students theatrically. It's gotta be Midoriya. He came up with every single plan he and Momo used, Mina said with a smirk. Nah, it's gotta be Bikugo. Say what you will about him going too far, but the dude fit into his role as a villain perfectly that entire battle, Denki said with a grin. It was Todoroki because he's the only one of the villain team to actually protect his objective, while Bikugo pursued a vendetta, Shiro said with a shudder as he recalled how vicious Bikugo was. Naruto sighed at this before he saw Tsuyu raising her hand. Asui. He said, nodding at her so she could talk. It was Yaoi Rozukiro. While Midoriya came up with the plans, it was thanks to her quirk, which was used heavily in the team's favor due to Midoriya's lack of control for his quirk. Thus he relied heavily on her to help him. Bikugo decided to chase a grudge on Todoroki while he did protect his bomb, underestimated his foes to the point of having victory snatched away, Tsuyu explained. Naruto nodded at this and smiled that, and Todoroki held back, but well said, Asui. Though truthfully I will say neither team really got into the embodiment of being heroes or villains, but that was mainly in part due to Bikugo's actions. Whether you are a hero or a villain in an exercise in the future, remember you must adhere to your role during it. I'm not saying if you're a villain in an exercise you need a twirly mustache, but the tricks are vitally important to heroism. On a side note though, I do have some fake twirly mustaches and goatees for those who want them, Naruto said. The student smiled and laughed at Naruto's attempt to put them at ease. No, seriously, they're in here, Naruto said, holding up a bag with prop mustaches and goatees. Okay, well, Miss Yaoyorozu and Todoroki, come back up here, let's continue the exercises, All Might said with a smile at his class. The students all nodded as the class continued. Later. Naruto was in the teacher's lounge looking over his notes for the rest of the heroics class. You should have just let All Might handle the heroics class. You may be coddling your students a bit too much. Aizawa said as he entered and made a pot of coffee. I'm not coddling him, doing my job, I'm observing them so I can help them improve, that's what a teacher does, Caterpillar Man, Naruto said, not looking at Aizawa. Ha. I gotta remember that one. Yamada laughed from his table before dodging a styrofoam cup tossed at him. Any good talents in your class? Ken asked with a smile at Naruto as he liked how he was taking this seriously. They all have talent in certain spaces, though I have a few that need real adjustments, Naruto said with a sigh as he looked at his list. At least you don't have Monoma like I do, Ken mumbled. Ah, the copy kid, right? Naruto asked as he recalled reading that student's file during the exams. Yeah, kid's irritated that he's in 1B, believes one will outshine the class simply because it's the first of the 2 hero courses, Ken sighed. Well, from what I read about his past, he has a chip on his shoulder about the fact he always needs help thanks to his quirk, Naruto said. Ah, so he thinks us putting him in class B is a dig at him, Nomuri said with a nod of understanding. Exactly. I'd suggest giving him a little extra training after school every once in a while. Use it to boost his physical capabilities, as well as help him dial back the chip on his shoulder. Hey, if you're suggesting extra training as a joint class, I'm willing to work with you, Vlad said with a grin. We can do that after they are more used to life at UA. Can't shake things up already, Naruto said while nodding. Yes, you can. They should expect it, Aizawa said, downing an entire pot of coffee. Not even in a cup. Just the straight pot. So who in your class do you need to correct? Nomuri asked curiously. Mind your business, hey. Naruto yelled as she snatched his list from him, which she looked at. Hakuger? Nomuri asked curiously. She showed up in nothing but gloves and shoes. Plus I think her quirk isn't what she thinks it is. Naruto explained, knowing since she had the list she was gonna pester each name out of him and why. So might as well get it over with. I'll put in a call to my friend David about an outfit for her. That seems like a huge oversight on our part, support gear-wise, All Might said. Naruto nodded in thanks for this as he knew David's shield would be perfect to develop an outfit for his invisible student. Ooh, now what's this? One of your students shoved another student's face into her chest. Nomuri grinned. She is innocent and didn't realize what she did at first, so grow up, Naruto said as he rolled his eyes. Oh, I was actually hoping it would lead to our annual teacher's bet of who in each class will become the first couple. You people do this? Naruto asked his fellow teachers. It passes the time and it's decent money. Even Nezu bets on it, Yamada shrugged. Give me 1,000 yen on a Shido with Midoriya, Naruto said as he went back to reading his notes. Looks like you have a problem with Bakugo, Namuri said with a frown at the full page on Bakugo. Yeah, I'm gonna actually set up a meeting with his parents and see where this shit attitude comes from. Naruto said seriously. You should have expelled him, Namuri scowled seeing what was there. No, he has potential and I'm not giving up on him. He just needs some direction and a breaking of his ego. Naruto said seriously as he refused to take the easy way and just expelled Bakugo. You probably should have expelled Midoriya. Kid has no control. Aizawa said with a flat look. Yeah, and he's here to learn and I'm here to teach, so that's what I'm gonna do. Besides, the kid has the heart of a hero, he just needs the skills now. Naruto explained. Namuri smiled at this. Well, look at you taking being a teacher seriously. We should have had you replace Aizawa years ago, she said, finding this cute and enjoying getting a shot in at Aizawa. Do you have a plan for dealing with Todoroki? Aizawa asked with a flat tone as he ignored Namuri's dig at him. Several. Option 1 is take him on a camping trip till he reveals his tragic backstory, Naruto said. We have the training camp in summer, so best to think of a new plan, Yamada said. Option 2 is bring in a high-ranking hero to fight him until he uses his fire, Naruto suggested. Or you could talk to him, Namuri said with a sweat drop as that sounded like a little much to her. Ah, so option 4 then, Naruto nodded. Do I want to know what option 3 was? Aizawa asked. It was talking to the flaming head. Option 5 was giving him those LSD-spiked caffeine pills you were pranked with, Naruto said with a neutral tone. Everyone looked at Naruto with flat looks. So option 4 it is, Yamada said as he knew talking to Endeavor was not gonna go well for the number 3 hero before them. And now onto my final issue of the class. Midoriya's lack of control, Naruto sighed, putting on a show to make it seem like he didn't know exactly why he was like that. Well, he can use 5% without a problem, thanks to you, so just put in the work with him, Aizawa said as he bit into a donut. I'm hearing this from Captain Expel. Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. Besides, it's not the Quirk that needs the real help. It's his confidence. Kid seems to have confidence. He put Bakugo through a wall with a finger flick, Yamada said with a chuckle as he had watched the footage. That was in the heat of the moment to protect someone. But thanks for reminding me, I have an idea for a piece of equipment for him, Naruto said as he made a note. If he needs confidence and Quirk training, you do know someone aside from yourself that can train him, Namuri said. Rumi would kill him, woman, Naruto said with a shudder, as well he loved his first girlfriend, she was a thug in a fight. I'm not saying every day, but maybe once a week, Namuri defended her idea. Plus I bet the female students in your class would learn a lot from her, Ken agreed. Yeah, we do need more Marukos, and not Uebamis, Namuri said with a scowl as she thought of the celebrity hero. You're judging a heroine for modeling after you posed for Play Hero? Naruto deadpanned. Hey. I don't promote my looks or products over hero work. Namuri yelled as she smacked a whip on Naruto's desk, making a crack in his desk. I'll admit your attitude did make me forget how dangerous you actually are, Naruto said with a chuckle, as he had to admit he liked that Namuri took being a hero seriously. They then heard someone knocking at the door. If it's Girl Scout cookies, I want some tagalongs, Naruto said. It's me, sir. Lita yelled from the other side of the door. What do you need, Corporal? Naruto asked as he opened the door and saw Lita was saluting him. Midoriya ran off to talk to Bakugo outside, and I didn't think it was a good idea so soon after their fight, so I decided to let you know, Iida said as he still held his saluting position. Ah, crap in a bucket, Naruto said as he got up and ran after his students. Not even realizing Iida was still saluting as he left. Outside. Naruto made it outside and saw Izuku talking to Bakugo. Don't give me some crap about borrowed power. You won't beat me again, Deku. I refuse to lose again. Bakugo yelled as he left the school. Naruto walked over to Izuku. Did he attack you at all? Naruto asked. And no sir, all he did was berate himself for not focusing and for making stupid moves, Izuku stuttered out. I wasn't expecting that, Naruto admitted wide-eyed. He is determined to be a hero over anything else. I think he would rather die than consider being a villain, Izuku said with a small smile as he laughed nervously. I see, by the way, Midoriya, you have something right there on your forehead, Naruto said with a firm tone. Where? Ow. Izuku yelled as Naruto slapped him in the forehead with 2 fingers, which made him fall on his butt. That's for hinting at one for all with Bakugo. I'm not gonna say keep the thing secret from the class forever or anything like that, but you've been a hero student for 3 days and couldn't keep it to yourself. Naruto. He thought I was looking down on him by keeping my quirk secret all this time. I can't let him think that. Izuku defended himself. Naruto paused at this, looking down on him, huh? Interesting, he thought, as this was a good clue about what Bakugo's problem was. Midoriya, how long have you known Bakugo? Naruto asked. All my life since I was a kid, Izuku answered, confused why he asked. And how long has he bullied you for? Naruto asked, completely straight-faced. Izuku went silent at this. Naruto scowled at this as his eyes slightly glowed. Wait sir, don't expel him or do anything reckless. Izuku yelled out. Naruto took a calm breath and sighed. Kid, you're too nice, but fine as long as he doesn't pull that crap. Well here, I'll let it go, he said, as he did believe people can change. Oh good, Izuku sighed. On one condition. You have to bring your parents here for a little conference, Naruto said. What for? Izuku asked, hoping he wasn't in trouble. Relax kid, I'm just gonna ask some questions and try and explain the situation with your hero outfit, Naruto said with a kind grin at the teen, so he would relax. Oh okay. Izuku sighed in relief once again. Also another thing, Saturday, stop by here. I'm gonna teach you a bit to catch you up to speed, Quirk-wise with the other students. Izuku's eyes widened in surprise at this before he nodded. Thank you sir. He said. Don't thank me yet. I'll make whatever training All Might had you do look like heaven compared to the hell I'll unleash. And once you're up to snuff, I'll be offering this training to the rest of the class. Izuku paled at this before he nodded. Oh, and one more thing, if you feel like you're being stalked, relax, Toga is harmless, Naruto said with a chuckle. Who's Toga? Izuku was saying before he was cut off. Found you? A female voice shouted, followed by loud footsteps running towards the two. Welp, look at the time. Good luck, Midoriya, Naruto said, walking away. Wait. Sensei, Izuku yelled as Toga hugged him in greeting with a smile. With Class 1A. Everyone else was in class getting ready to go home when Jiro looked out the window, seeing Izuku being hugged by a random blonde girl. The hell? She asked aloud, looking at this. What do you see, Jiro? Toru asked curiously as she walked over. Midoriya being hugged by some random blonde girl, Jiro said, confused since he went to speak to Bakugo. Momo and Ichako paused at this before heading to the window to see it for themselves. I wanna see. Mina yelled, running over as well, curious. Midoriya has a girlfriend already? Kirotsuyu asked curiously and a bit jealous. Good for him, Ichako hissed out, totally not jealous. Why would you assume such a thing? Also don't ask why her eyes are made of fire. That's 6 people I need to get through to claim that green-haired hunk, Mina said, looking at the blonde girl and her classmates. Plotting and planning. Chapter 3. Opening by Neostardustdragin 101. Naruto and Izuku stand back to back against each other before turning around. Both of them perform several martial arts moves, throwing punches, kicks, palms, and elbow strikes at the air as the sun starts to shine over Tagaba Beach. Saiku oikes no Kabara. Ho wo ijit sora takaku. Himita boku wa naji kokoro wo materu bikensha. Izuku walks through the streets in his middle school uniform, reading one of his hero journals. He pauses mid-step as the street turns black and an image of Naruto appears with his arms crossed and an image of sad Izuku overlaps with his. Mado heiaku supido zenkaida. Ananami demo na temiseru kara. Kumo wo koteniji wo kuguriba bakura no sekai sa. A younger Naruto stands alone in his UA uniform, clenching his fist tightly, imagines of his old friends and classmates from UA, Midoriya, Rumi, Burnin and Tensei all smiling. Yahoo! Koujit sa ikuyo. Barukanerut aichi hitu. Yahoo! Hono yumi no mukagawa made Suzuteru. Hono michi wo susumu dake sa. UA stands proudly as the students of Class 1A stand together. Toru, Ejiro, Aoyama, Shaoji, Kota, Kaminari, Jiro, Mina, Shiro, Tokoyami, Ida, Bakugo, Todoroki, Sato, Ichako, Sayu, and Momo. Mineta jumps up hoping for Grope but is quickly kicked away by Izuku, who smiles as Ichako hugs him from behind, along with Mina and Sayu, making him blush. Horamimi wo sumasiba wakaru deru. Akutachi wo yunderu koga. Sora no hate no zudo mukunai. Baritana kirameki. In a hot spring, Rumi sighs, bathing along with Riko, Namuri, Inko, Mitsuki and Burnin when they see Yui step into the bath as well. Yahoo! The comedy mo sa ikuyo. Hizunante iranai sa. Yahoo! Hono mun wo matashiteru. Waku waku gairu kajiri ao ari wanai. The front off of UA zooms as All Might stands in his muscle form, joined by the other teachers of UA, all of them either using their quirks of wielding their weapons. Yahoo! Koujit sa ikuyo. Barukanerut aichi hitu. Shinso sits in his general studies class, Mei is at work in her lab, while Vlad is teaching his own students in Class 1B, Monoma smirks as the faces of each student of Class B line up using that special powers. Izuku straps on his gloves, puts on his mask and stands across from Bakugo, who smirks at him with a toothy sharp grin as they stand atop erect bundling. Yahoo! Hono yumi no mukagawa made Suzuteru. Hono michi wo susumu dake sa. Todoroki swipe his left hand, summoning up his wave of ice, while Class 1A charges in with a loud shout. Ichako evades several incoming hits before throwing a strong kick. Kirishima roars as he throws a heavy punch. Momo V kicks 2 opponents, while Todoroki swiped his arm, freezing his opponent solid. Yahoo! The comedy mo sa ikuyo. Dizunante iron sa. Izuku stands up wiping blood from his mouth as he thinks back to all the hard training Naruto had put him through, swimming away from sharks, sparring with Maruko, lifing up large chunks of ruble. He sits in his apartment wiping his head as Inko hands him a towel. Naruto grins as he throws out a punch and the teachers of UA charge in alongside him ready for battle as well. Yahoo! Kono mun wo matashiteru. Waku waku gairu kajiri ao ari wanai. Izuku's friends rush to his side to find him bloody and bruised as he and Naruto stand side by side, staring down a dark menacing shadow, as Tamura Shigaraki stands before them with Nomu at his side, both teacher and student look at each other as they take their stance and charge in at their opponents, while Tamura thrusts his hand out forward. With Naruto in his office. Saturday morning 8 am 1. Due to it being a weekend at the school, there were no students at UA without special permission from a teacher. Naruto however was currently waiting on 2 sets of parents to arrive for a little conference, since Izuku would be by around 10 am for his training session. Excuse me, is this the office of Naruto Uzumaki? A soft female voice asked from the doorway. Naruto looked at the woman and his eyes nearly popped out of his head. Holy crap, she's gorgeous. He inwardly yelled as he got a good look at the woman. She had long green hair styled up in a ponytail. She also had a toned body, E-cup breasts, and a thick plump juicy ass. The woman looked at Naruto and smiled nervously. I'm Inko Midoriya. Naruto smiled kindly at her, finding himself wanting to put her at ease. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Midoriya. Please have a seat. He gestured to one of the 4 chairs in front of his desk. Inko nodded before she sat down. Will Mr. Midoriya be showing up? Naruto asked kindly, just curious. The kind green-haired woman scowled. If you can find him, do bring him here. I have a few choice words for him, she said heatedly. Naruto frowned at this as he could put things together, thanks to his training with Nezu must have left when Izuku was diagnosed as quirkless. Plus with how spitefully angry she got on top of that, I assume he probably cheated on her on top of things. Sorry for bringing it up, Ms. Midoriya, he apologized as she took a calming breath. It's fine, sorry for being rude, Inko said as she bowed her head. Naruto chuckled at this. She's such a sweetheart, he thought as he smiled. Well, we're still waiting on one more set of parents to arrive, but I suppose I can start with some minor things involving your son in my classroom, he said to the woman as he pulled out some papers. Izuku isn't having trouble, is he? Inko asked with a frown. Technically with his quirk, yes, but I will be working with him later today at a training ground to help him access his abilities a bit better. That's not what I called you here for though, he said as he pulled out a small contract. Your son during a heroics course training exercise used a costume he said you made for him. Well, admirable, he ended up doing this and forward, adding any extra protection to the outfit. I just wanted to see if you'd be willing to let us modify the costume as it was your outfit and want to square away any legal trouble, Naruto explained. Inko's eyes widened at this. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that hero outfits were so important. I just wanted to show Izuku my support after he finally got to attend his dream school, Inko said worriedly. It's alright, Ms. Midoriya, in this case we can have our support department add protections and items to help your son with heroics. Not any different from the heroes in training or even most heroes. Just slightly delayed due to a paperwork fumble is all. He said as he pushed the contract towards her to read and sign. So this would make it so you can make a new uniform that uses my style, but it would be more suited to protect Izuku. Inko asked as she looked at the contract. Yes, it's a formality we have to follow when it comes to outside support companies. Technically you would be classified as one for making the suit, but since it's just a homemade suit, it doesn't really give you any issue. Naruto explained. Inko nodded before she took a pen and signed the contract. So what else do you need? She asked. Well, to get to that we need the parents of another student. He was cut off from shouting outside the hall. Where the fuck is this guy's office? Aha. An angry female voice yelled before the door to his office was slammed open. That explains a lot, Naruto deadpanned before getting a good look at the woman who barged into his office. Mitsuki? Inko asked, surprised at seeing her best friend. Inko? The hell are you doing here? The woman named Mitsuki asked as Naruto got a good look at her. She had ash blonde hair in the same style as her son's and a curvy body with large E-cup breasts and a toned ass. God damn, why did she also have to be a MILF? The things I would do to the no Naruto, they're your students' mothers and you're with Rumi and maybe Namuri. He thought. Mitsuki looked at Naruto and lightly glared. You checking me out? She growled out. If I say yes, will I get punched? He asked, not even thinking. Mitsuki was silent at this before she laughed. Ha. At least you're honest. I'm just glad as a widow I still got it, she said as she sat down next to Inko. Widow? Naruto asked, not expecting her to just up and say that. My husband died 5 years ago. He had a brain tumor. Doctors couldn't remove it in time and he died. Mitsuki said sadly. Naruto frowned at this. My condolences, he said. It's fine, I made my peace with it. So what's going on? I swear if Katsuki did something Mitsuki started to yell angrily. Let's just calm down, Miss Bakugo, it's not anything we can't fix, Naruto told her with a smile to ease her. Fine, but depending on what you tell me I'll make the brat scrub dishes till he's 30 at my restaurant, Mitsuki said after she calmed down. Sort of. Restaurant? I'll look into that later, Naruto thought as he loved food thanks to his quirk before he got to the task at hand. 10 minutes later. Mitsuki was a bully. I'll kill him. Mitsuki roared as she stood up and grabbed the chair she was sitting on. Most likely to hit her son with it. Now let's all calm down here, Naruto said, trying to calm the angry mother. Mitsuki, I'm sure we can fix this, so just calm down and put D down, the chair, Inko said as she tried to calm her friend. You're telling me to calm down. If anything, you should be more pissed than me for how he treated Izuku. Mitsuki roared angrily, not calming at all. Look, I think we can fix this if you'll both hear my idea. But I need to know a few things. Naruto said to both mothers, how long have people been praising Katsuki for? Since he gained his quirk. I need to know details about their old school. I have pieces to this puzzle, but there's some still missing. I need you two to help me help your sons. Naruto said. Ugh, I knew all those teachers blowing smoke up his ass for doing the smallest thing would fuck things up, Mitsuki growled out as she put down the chair. Alright, that's a start, Ms. Midoriya. Did Izuku ever talk about what was happening at school, or did he ever make you suspicious of how he was being treated there? Naruto asked the green-haired woman kindly, wanting to have all the answers he could before coming up with a plan. Inko shook her head at this. I knew he had it hard growing up, but I didn't know that Katsuki was part of it, Inko said sadly as she thought Katsuki was her son's only friend at least. Okay, we've got a boy who was handed literally everything on a silver platter for existing, giving him a massive ego, and we've got another boy in desperate need of a confidence boost. How can I fix this? Naruto asked himself as he started pacing by his desk. Izuku needs a girlfriend. Get him laid, that'll work. Mitsuki said with a snicker as she cared about Izuku too and saw herself as an aunt to him. Mitsuki. Inko yelled with an embarrassed look on her face. Let's call that plan B as he already has some girls interested in him, Naruto said with a chuckle. My baby is attracting girls. Inko yelled as she started to cry in happiness. Definitely Izuku's mom, Naruto deadpanned as he sighed. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Every Saturday I'm willing to train Izuku for a few hours until he's up to par with the rest of the class quirk-wise. I don't want you to be bothered, Inko said with a frown. It's no problem for me, Miss Midoriya. I'm his teacher and he needs extra help. Especially since with what Miss Bakugo just said, I suspect the teachers of his old school were having a hand with his treatment. And I'll be damned if I let that continue, Naruto said fiercely. Inko's eyes widened at this before she smiled a little and nodded. As for Katsuki, I have a few options such as bringing in some pro heroes to take him down in a spar, but I think it may work better if he loses to a fellow hero student. He needs to have the concept of there's always someone stronger embedded into him. Naruto said as he had the perfect third-year student in mind to beat him in a spar. Good idea, and I'll put his sorry ass to work in my kitchen. Mitsuki yelled determinedly as Naruto nodded. I do also have one alternative for him, but it's a last resort that I genuinely do not wish to use unless absolutely necessary. Naruto said seriously. Let's hear it, Mitsuki said with an impatient scowl. I can get him temporarily sent to Tartarus for a week. Make him see what it's like to be a villain behind bars. Naruto said seriously as that was a dire last resort. What makes you think they would let you do that? Inko asked, surprised at that idea even being on the table. I have a contact with Tartarus and she's willing to put the fear of Kami into little shits with bad attitudes, Naruto said, making air quotes. Let's hold off on that for now. See if the ego breaking works first, Inko said, shocked at that tidbit. Yeah, I don't think Tartarus will be needed. My kid doesn't want to be a villain, he's just got an ego the size of Tartarus, Mitsuki said with a snicker. The prison or the actual underworld? Naruto smirked. Ha. I like you. Mitsuki chuckled before the laughter stopped when Naruto's door was booted in and off the hinges. It was open, Rumi, Naruto said with a deadpan tone at his girlfriend who entered the room. I know. I just like doing that. Wanted to make sure you weren't wrecking some new playmates without me, she grinned. Hey, aren't you the number 5 hero? Mitsuki asked Rumi curiously. Yup, I believe you know my boyfriend, the number 3 hero here, she said, pointing to Naruto. Aha. I knew I recognized those whisker marks. Mitsuki grinned as she looked at Naruto. I should have realized earlier. We're both lifetime users of your two's workout videos, Inko said, feeling a bit stupid for not realizing it earlier. Oh ho, some workout fans, eh? Want us to sign something? DVDs exercise balls, your boobs. Rumi grinned. Okay, you're done, Naruto said as he grabbed Rumi by the arm and pulled her to the doorway. I will not be denied. Bring them in. We need more playmates. Rumi yelled as she was pushed out the doorway by her lover. I love that woman, but she's friggin' crazy sometimes, Naruto groaned out. So you need anything else? It's half-price day for kids at my restaurant and I need to get back and crack the whip on my line cooks. I swear if they forget the lamb sauce one more fucking time I'll use their blood for lamb sauce, Mitsuki growled. Naruto chuckled at this. Yeah, we are done here. You two are free to go. Inko and Mitsuki nodded as they got up to leave. Here's my number in case you need more help with Izuku, Inko said with a shy blush as she handed Naruto a card. Inko, you sly fox you. You beat me to it. Mitsuki chuckled as she also pulled out a card. Call me anytime Whiskers and feel free to stop by my restaurant. The Blaz and Grill, Mitsuki said with a smirk. Naruto took the 2 cards and nodded as he watched the 2 mothers leave. Hey, he's checking us out, Mitsuki said to Inko with a smirk as they left. Mitsuki. Inko stuttered out with a blush. Oh, don't be so shy, he's looking at your ass like it's his next meal. Besides, when was the last time you had a good? Mitsuki chuckled. Inko answered as her blush deepened. No, me and you don't count, Mitsuki said with a smirk as she remembered how she used a strap-on to tear up Inko's holes last week. Inko stuttered at this as she looked back at Naruto, whose mouth was agape at what he was hearing and seeing. And his eyes were clearly drawn to their butts. Specifically Inko's. Mitsuki smirked at this as her and Inko left. Come on, I'll give you a ride to your hospital shift, Mitsuki said to Inko as she smacked her ass playfully with a grin. Naruto shook his head at this and composed himself before he saw he had an hour before Izuku would show up. Okay Naruto, you have 1 hour. Think unsexy thoughts. Think unsexy thoughts, he muttered. Hey Naruto. You see those MILFs that just left? Wow, even I want to play with them, Namuri said as she strolled into his classroom. Oh goddammit. Why are you here, Namuri? He asked while trying to kill his boner. We have a date tonight and I wanted to know if it required formal dress, Namuri said as she wanted to know if she would need to find a sexy dress for the date. It's not formal. I figured we'd go to a small cafe or see a movie. Whichever you'd prefer, Naruto said while trying to seriously kill his boner. Okay, I like simple dates, but I'll get you eventually, Foxy, Namuri smirked as she walked out swaying her hips and ass for him. Damn it, think unsexy thoughts. Nuns, are really old nuns, Ozawa in a speedo. Oh thank God it worked, he muttered as he finally felt his erection subside. An hour later outside. Izuku was excited to start his training, even if he was also worried about his sensei's promise to make it utter hell on earth. As soon as Izuku walked through the gates, Naruto was standing there and tossed him a PE uniform. That changed, kid. We're going to a special training ground, Naruto told him with a smirk. Why yes, sir. Izuku said as he ran off towards the locker room. Naruto chuckled at this as he waited for Izuku to change. A minute later Izuku was in front of him in the gym uniform. But way faster changing compared to day 1, Naruto nodded before beckoning him to follow. Which field are we using, sensei? Field Epsilon. Gamma. Sigma. Izuku asked curiously. None of those, kid. You're gonna have the prestigious honor of being trained in mine and Rumi's personal training ground funded by Nezu under UA. Naruto smirked as Izuku looked at him wide-eyed as they stood before a large elevator door. Computer request access to Field Ultima. Authorization code Overlord Nezu, Naruto said out loud. Access granted. The computer voiced in recognition as the elevator opened and the two stepped inside. So what are you gonna teach me? Izuku asked curiously. I'm gonna train you how to actually use your quirk effectively at your 5% limit. You can access the 5% well enough, but you have trouble moving with it due to your lack of ever having a quirk beforehand. I'll teach you how to spread your power through your whole body like it's second nature. Naruto explained as the elevator stopped and opened, revealing an all-silver metal room with no furnishings. I can already use full cowling, sir, Izuku explained. I mean using it without having to charge for a long time, also full cowling. Naruto raised an eyebrow. It just kind of came to my mind, Izuku admitted. We need to work on names for you at some point. Well then I'll also be adding something else to the regime if you think your full cowling is up, snuff. Naruto smirked evilly, making Izuku nervous. I'm gonna help you raise your power limit the best way I know how, Naruto said as he stood across from Izuku. You're gonna fight me, he smirked viciously. Izuku froze in place and paled at this. Relax, I'm not gonna kill you. Think of this as a spar. In this case I'll be seeing how you are now and then we'll do this again after you do my training. I'm hoping in a month I have your power output for attacks at 10%, so show me what you got, kid, Naruto said, making a just bring it motion with his hand. Izuku charged up and shot at Naruto, sending a punch at Naruto who caught it instantly. I thought I felt a little breeze. Naruto smirked as he threw Izuku into the wall behind him by the boy's arm. Izuku used the momentum to bounce off the wall with his legs in a diving punch at Naruto, who sidestepped it before sending a roundhouse kick to Izuku's head as he landed. But the best you got. Naruto smirked as Izuku charged at him again. A few hours later. Naruto was watching Izuku, who was moving quickly and jumping around, trying to move quick enough that he couldn't keep up. Not bad, only a few hours, and he thought of a possible strategy. Naruto mused as Izuku took the opportunity to finally dive and punch Naruto in the back. Only for Naruto to jump up into the air and avoid the attack entirely. What Izuku was saying before feeling a foot on the top of his head and stomping him into the ground in a curb stomp. Not bad, kid, but piece of advice, just throwing punches is too predictable, Naruto said with a chuckle. Why you hit me with an aura stomp, but I'm not unconscious? Izuku questioned. Well, a low-powered one. I don't want to hurt you, kid, so I haven't used my quirk while sparring with you, Naruto said simply. Why you fought without your quirk? Izuku asked in shock as he figured Naruto was just using a small amount, but for him not even using it was a shock at the fact he could predict his attack so easily. Kid, I don't know what everyone fed you growing up quirkless, but quirks aren't everything for a hero. Anyone that just relies on their quirk is a one-trick pony. And in this business you can't be one. Otherwise you'll end up a dead horse, Naruto said with a smile at the green-haired boy. Izuku got up and dusted himself off. So how did I do? Izuku asked curiously. You have shown remarkable adaptation to my teaching and advice. Even coming up with a decent plan to try and defeat me. However, you also showed me that you emulate All Might far too much, Naruto explained. Well, he's the #1 hero, Izuku said. Yeah, but you're not All Might, kid. Copying him when you're not suited for it will lead you to an early grave. For instance, why did you only ever punch me? Why didn't you throw in some kicks? Naruto questioned. Izuku didn't have an answer. Naruto sighed at this. Okay, I'm gonna have you learn a fighting style that mixes up punches and kicks. Unfortunately, I don't know the style well enough to fully teach you, but I know someone who does after I teach you the basics, Naruto said before pulling out his phone and sending a message. Who is that? Izuku asked curiously. How good is your will, kid? Naruto asked. I am not giving up. Izuku said, determined to not give up. I mean your actual legal will, kid, Naruto said with a chuckle. Oh it's good. Why? Izuku asked, afraid. Maruko will be the one teaching the advanced forms of the style when you're ready, Naruto told him. Izuku groaned at this. I thought she hated teaming up and teaching, he questioned as he had read up on all the popular heroes. She does, but she owes me a few favors, Naruto said simply with a smirk to Izuku. Now let me show you the basics, Naruto said as he spent the next 2 hours showing Izuku the basics of the style. Later at Naruto's apartment. Naruto walked into his apartment and made his way to his room. Hey babe, how was training the string bean? Rumi asked from her seat in the couch. It has potential, he's just too new with his quirk and emulates All Might too much, Naruto explained. That he's a fanboy, huh? Rumi asked with a smirk. For all heroes, yes. You should see his notes on us, Naruto said as he saw Izuku writing some notes down and took a look at the pages. He was seriously considering giving Izuku to Nezu to train. The kid would be unstoppable. Oh please, how good could he be? Rumi scoffed. He figured out your weaknesses such as your animalistic nature of going into heat as well as your carrot obsession, Naruto deadpanned. Rumi paused at this and scowled. A fanboy nerd pervert, she growled out. Nah, kid is way too innocent. Although he also has a bunch of girls already after him to the point that teachers started taking bets on who he'd end up with, Naruto chuckled. Any of your female students worth a damn? Rumi asked curiously, ignoring the topic of the boy for now. All of them, yes, but in terms of training from you, I'd say maybe 3 of them would benefit along with Izuku, Naruto said. Oh? Which ones? Rumi asked curiously. Ashido, Asui, and Yaoi Rozu. Ashido has a habit of breakdancing and using her legs for combat, along with her acid for mobility. Asui has a frog quirk that is similar to yours, along with strong legs for hopping, and Yaoi Rozu, while not a quirk that would normally work with your style, could benefit from learning your movements in terms of flexibility, but also combining it with weapons she creates, Naruto explained. And what's my incentive to help you with these brats? Especially the fanboy, Rumi asked with a lustful smirk. Naruto chuckled at this. Sorry babe, I have a date with Namuri tonight, he told her. Ha. Fucking finally. Alright, here's what I want then, she was saying till Naruto cut her off. It's a date, no hanky-panky, Naruto said with a roll of her eyes. Not that. It's midnight. By the end of week you'll be screwing her anyways, Rumi waved it off. Then what do you want? Naruto asked curiously, wondering what his lover was thinking. Those 2 sexy milfs as our playmates, Rumi smirked. Babe, they are parents of my students, Naruto said with a sigh. And? Don't tell me you don't want to be balls deep in them. I mean, did you see Greenie's ass? Rumi raised an eyebrow with a smirk. Fine, how's about this? You give me their numbers that they gave you, Rumi offered. No way. Inko is innocent and I refuse to let you corrupt her, Naruto shouted. Give me the numbers or I will get Mr. Strappy, Maruko glared at him. Naruto paled at this before he bowed his head in defeat. Fine, but can you at least be nice to her? Relax, I wasn't gonna ask them immediately to come by for a fuck party. I figured since they were fans of the workout videos they'd like some free sessions in person. And then a fuck party down the line. Rumi smirked at her boyfriend. Naruto sighed and nodded knowing this was the best he was gonna get. Okay, I'm gonna go get ready for my date, he said as he walked towards his bedroom. Rumi chuckled at this. Oh, wanna hear some good news? She asked as she stayed on the couch. Course I do, Naruto called out. I got a text from Rico, Rumi said with a smirk as she knew her boyfriend's reaction. Naruto paused at this as he remembered his fellow UA student who was friends with him and Rumi back in the day and how Rumi had pulled her into a three-way relationship back then. Oh? How is she doing? Naruto asked with a smile. She's doing good, she moved her agency too near us and she's looking to get back with us now that she's in the top 10, Rumi smirked. Naruto came out in a casual outfit and smiled at Rumi. Good, tell her to call me sometime, Naruto said. But it will ask her to sext you, Rumi said smirking as she knew Rico would blush and deny the very idea of doing that since she liked to set a good example. I'm not even gonna say anything to that, Naruto deadpanned as he headed for the door. Rumi chuckled at this as she watched her lover leave. Soon I shall have a new playmate, Rumi cackled crazily after he left. Later in the city. Naruto was waiting outside a coffee shop for Namuri. Oh cool. It's Ultima. Some middle school kids across the street said as they looked up to him. Naruto chuckled and waved at them in greeting before looking to his right as he saw Namuri jogging up to him. Am I late? Namuri asked, hoping she didn't make him wait for long. No, you're on time actually, Naruto said as he looked at her outfit. She was wearing a tight black shoulderless t-shirt and a pair of jean shorts along with some black sandals. Namuri smiled as she could tell Naruto was checking her out. I've never been to this place before. Hope it has some nice sweets, she said as she turned to look at the coffee shop. As if observing it. Naruto sighed at this as he could tell Namuri was trying to show off to him. Kids nearby, he said. I wasn't even doing anything. I really do have a sweet tooth, Namuri scoffed. Not everything I do is meant to be innuendo, she defended. Naruto raised an eyebrow at this before he nodded. Okay, let's go inside, he said as the two entered the coffee shop. After they found some seats, Naruto ordered them 2 lattes, while Namuri also got a dozen coconut macarons. How, you weren't kidding about the sweet tooth, Naruto chuckled seeing the amount of macarons she bought. I don't want to hear it, I have heard about the ramen restaurants you have promoted, Mr. Namuri said with a teasing smirk. Touché, Naruto said after a minute before sipping his latte. So how are you adjusting to being a teacher? Namuri asked curiously. I'm actually enjoying it. Well, I don't patrol as often as I used to, I still will patrol at night, so it's not too bad, he answered. Your sidekick's doing okay with running your agency? Namuri asked curiously. I believe they threw a party as I left. Naruto chuckled. Namuri also chuckled at this as she had heard that Naruto was quite a taskmaster with his sidekicks. Overall nice, but still could be a slave driver with work, so which one you leave in charge? She asked curiously. Red Sand, Naruto said. He's underground, but he's one of the few I trust to run things in my absence, he answered thinking of his agency member with a smile. Besides, he refused to have Shikakage in charge after catching him with his sister in his personal office, Naruto chuckled. Namuri smiled at this and nodded. What about your hero ranking? You worried about that dropping while teaching? Namuri asked curiously. Naruto shook his head at this. No, not really. I've never really cared much for the rankings. I care about saving people, not who's the most popular, Naruto admitted. Namuri smiled and nodded at this as she had heard Naruto say this in interviews with the press before. Anyways, enough about me, what about you? Naruto asked. Not much to tell really. Namuri said with a shrug. Really, no new busts? No criminals caught? No strip club routines that ended with the gang taken down? Naruto asked curiously. Namuri laughed at this. No, just regular busts of street punks lately. I had one guy thinking he could beat me with his air quirk by blowing away my mist. Unfortunately, he also blew some of my outfit off, making more mist. Namuri chuckled as that guy was a moron. It's like they think all heroes are one-trick ponies, Naruto shook head. Hey, them underestimating us is an advantage I'm not gonna pass on. Namuri said. True, Naruto conceded with a chuckle. Oh god, someone help. A voice shouted down an alley nearby. Naruto immediately sprang up, dropping bills on the table. Be right back. Naruto said. Wait for me, I'm a pro too, Namuri said as she pulled a whip out of her purse and cracked it. The two dashed down the alleyway to see a feral-looking wolf-like man growling at a woman he had cornered. Alright bitch, you got 2 options. Spread those legs or I gut you, he growled with fangs bared. Naruto growled as he took aim with his pointer finger, which started to glow with some of his aura spirit gun. He yelled as he fired a blast of energy at the wolf-like man, which struck him and sent him to the ground. Ah! The wolf man howled as he stood up and turned around and glared at Naruto as the woman he had cornered ran to Naruto and Namuri. Next one will splatter you mutt, so stay down. Naruto growled as he charged his aura around his body, upping his attack and defense. Ultima. You little bastard. Should have stayed on your date with that hero whore behind you, he growled maliciously at Naruto. You're not getting away this time, Kiba. This time it's Tartarus, Naruto said with a glare. Oh what? Still mad what I did to one of your sidekicks? Kiba mocked. Naruto in an instant was in front of the wolfman and buried his fist into his gut. Touched a nerve. Kiba mocked, gasping for air before finding himself choking as Naruto's right hand wrapped around his throat. I have made my peace with that mutt, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy what I'm about to do, Naruto growled as he charged some aura in his free fist. You think you're so tough, but wanna know what your little bitch sidekick said before I ate her, as she screamed. Kiba choked out mockingly. Naruto then picked him up by his throat and dropped him, slamming him hard into the ground, making a crater. Not really, I don't listen to the ramblings of an animal, he said with a glare before bringing his fist down on Kiba's face. Knocking him out in one punch. Nemuri approached and saw that Naruto's fist was covered in blood. The rumors are true, you do get brutal with the worst villains, Nemuri said in slight shock, as she had never seen him do this in person. He's lucky I didn't kill him, but don't worry, the warden at Tartarus has a special cell planned for this piece of shit, Naruto said as he pulled out his phone and called the police to come take Kiba away. Minutes later. Naruto and Nemuri had just gotten done talking to the police after Kiba was contained and shipped off to Tartarus. So you knew that guy? Nemuri asked curiously. Yeah, he was a kid I grew up around here. He was a bully and always acted like he was top dog. When I went to UA he snapped at being outdone by me while he was denied entry. I only found out he became a villain after what he did to one of my sidekicks. Apparently my success as a hero drove him crazy. Complaining about how it should have been him. Naruto explained with a sigh as he reminisced. He blamed you? Nemuri questioned with a frown. Well, that and he thought you rejected him for being a mutant type, Naruto explained. That's really stupid. What are his crimes? Nemuri asked curiously. Assault, murder and cannibalism, so he's gonna be roommates with Moonfish, Naruto growled, thinking of the other cannibal villain he himself caught. Oh geez, I think everyone remembers your fight with that guy, Nemuri said with a shake of her head. Yeah, I suplexed him 16 times in the street before aura stomping him into the asphalt, Naruto reminisced. Yeah, guy's teeth was powder when the authorities carried him off, Nemuri said with a nod as she remembered what she read in the report. And I'd do it again. Sick bastard, was lucky I didn't try an aura driver on him, Naruto said seriously. Nemuri nodded at this. So spirit gun? She asked with a teasing smirk. Naruto groaned at this. Yes, I got it from an anime I loved as a kid, Sumi, he said. At least you didn't do a Kamehameha, Nemuri chuckled at his embarrassment. Hey, being inspired by fictional heroes is nothing to be ashamed of, Naruto defended. Hey, no judgment here. The attack gets results from what I saw. Though I personally prefer your pro wrestling style attacks, Nemuri admitted. Me too, but when I was in school Nezu said to develop some long-range moves and I have to admit that he was right. I have saved a lot of people thanks to that move, Naruto said with a smile. Nemuri smiled back at Naruto at this as she liked just talking to him. So what's next for this date? She asked. And how about we get some dinner? My treat, Naruto offered. Sounds great, Nemuri said as she nodded and followed Naruto as they walked down the road. So what are we? Curiously wondering how their relationship was progressing. Two people on a date trying to determine that exact answer, Naruto smirked. How am I doing so far? Nemuri asked curiously. Oh, you're definitely doing well. You're fun to talk to and you take being a hero seriously, which I like a lot, Naruto said with a smile. Nemuri grinned. Well then let's make this date great since we have 2 more down the line, Nemuri said as she really wanted this to work after what he said. Before long the two went out for dinner and had a lovely time with absolutely no more criminal attacks. A few days later at UA. Naruto was walking to work while eating a donut and soon he spotted a crowd of people at the front gates of the school. What's it like to be trained by All Might and Ultima? A news anchor asked Uechako. How radically different are their teaching styles? Another asked Iida. Why is your hair like that? One asked Kirishima. Goddamn press, Naruto groaned as he downed the rest of his donut before he pulled out his ultimate disguise to escape the press. A fake mustache and nose set of glasses. Hi teach. Mina yelled with a smile as she ran past him with a smile. Versus my elaborate disguise. Naruto exclaimed, upset that he was spotted by a student. It's Ultima. Wearing a really bad disguise. One of the reporters yelled. That old man lied to me about these working. Naruto shook his fist as he was surrounded. Okay everyone, that's enough, you can't block students from entering the school, Aizawa said as he came out of the front gates along with Yamada. Are we being told off by a hobo? A newswoman asked her colleague. Ha. Naruto and Yamada snickered. Okay, everyone get to class, just ignore the vultures, as always said with a flat tone as the students ran through the gates. Well, I have a class to teach. The hobo will field any questions you have for me, Naruto said as he chuckled and ran through the gate. Aizawa rolled his eyes as he walked through the gates before they slammed shut on the press. In class wanna. So teach, how did your date with Midnight Sensei go? Kaminari asked as Naruto walked inside. You saw the news, huh? Naruto deadpanned. Sir, you're the number 3 hero. News on the top heroes is covered from just walking down the street, Lita said with a professional tone as he adjusted his glasses. I am well aware. The date was fine. And I got to arrest a guy I've been hunting for over a year, so all in all a pretty good day, Naruto answered. So what's the plan for today, sensei? Momo asked curiously. Well, originally I was gonna make you all swim laps away from sharks in the pool while throwing dynamite at random moments, Naruto said, grinning evilly. This made the class pale at this. But I decided you all need to assign class representatives instead. So we'll save that for another day, Naruto shrugged. Oh, good regular school stuff, Ichako said with a relieved sigh. Yes, so let's wait, where's Midoriya? Naruto asked as he looked around. Suddenly the classroom door opened and Izuku ran in and slammed the door shut. Naruto looked at Izuku and saw he had a bite mark on his neck. Toga? Naruto asked deadpan. Izuku nodded with a blush on his face as sorry sir, Toga wanted to talk and was getting clingy, he said with a sheepish look. Just get to your seat. Try not to get killed, Naruto said with a sigh, seeing the jealous looks on the females in his class. Damn, Midoriya, is that a hickey? Denki asked with a chuckle. What's a hickey? Izuku asked with a raised eyebrow. Not knowing what it was. Naruto chuckled at this as he pinched his nose. I'll speak with Toga to maybe cut back on the clinginess during school hours, he said. Good luck. Toga yelled with a grin as she poked her head inside the classroom. Get to class, squirt. Naruto yelled before she giggled and skipped away. What just happened? Todoroki asked confused. Midoriya here has a girl looking to get with him, Denki said with a chuckle as he patted Midoriya on the back. Not the only one, Naruto mumbled under his breath before shaking his head. Okay, quick rundown. You're all picking class representatives. Pick 'em however you decide. Vote, arm wrestling, rock paper scissors tournament, but it has to be decided by the end of homeroom. Naruto told them. The class all started to talk and soon they decided to have a vote. 10 minutes later. Izuku and Momo were in front of the class. Izuku was sweating nervously while Momo looked impassive. Inwardly though, a chibi version of her was dancing in utter victory at getting this position with her potential crush. So we have Midoriya as class president and Yaoi Rozu as vice president, Naruto said as he wrote this down, while inwardly chuckling at Izuku's nervousness. Who the fuck voted for Deku? Bakugo growled. All the girls in the class held up their hands at this, along with Denki, Shinso, and Iida. Wow, landslide, Naruto said with a chuckle. DRRRRRR. Bakugi growled as he sat back down. Look, I don't think I can, Izuku was starting to say but was cut off. And pass it on, kid. I won't allow it. You had people vote for you and if you passed it on you'd let them down, Naruto explained. Yeah. Heroes don't back down. Toru said with a cheery tone. Midoriya's a manly choice for Prez. Kirishima grinned. Yeah, I think Midoriya and Yaoyorozu will be a good team, Kirotsuyu said with a nod. I'll do my best. Izuku said, still nervous. As will I, Momo said with a nod. But now I have to call a man about some sharks being delivered. Talk amongst yourselves till homeroom ends, Naruto said as he stood up to make a call. I will keep order in class, sir. Lita said with a salute at Naruto as he left. At ease, Captain, Naruto said as he stepped out into the hallway. Why is he ordering sharks? Izuku asked Momo nervously. Momo sighed at this while the others paled at the fact Naruto wasn't kidding. A few days later. Naruto stood outside speaking with Namuri as he was awaiting his class's arrival for their trip to the unforeseen simulation joint. Your first class at the USJ, so what's your plan? Namuri asked Naruto with a smile as she was curious about his lesson plan. Well, 13 denied my request to add sharks, so for now. I'll just see how the individual students do in each zone and work from there. Naruto shrugged. Sorry babe, you know how 13 is with safety, Namuri told him with a smile as she patted him on the shoulder. It's fine. On a semi-related topic, any leads on the guy who trashed the gate? Naruto asked, referring to how the press got on school grounds past the gate after it was disintegrated. Namuri shook her head at this. Well, we confirmed it wasn't anyone from the press, but we still have no leads. Namuri explained. Should have used my aura sense to fish out who did it, Naruto grumbled at his mistake. You were in the teacher's lounge heading to the cafeteria to help lead the students to their classes. It couldn't be helped, Namuri assured him just as his class came into view. I see you all decided to wear your costumes. including Midoriya's new suit. Naruto smirked as he gave the option to wear either costumes or their gym uniforms. I figured it would be best to see what this suit is capable of in a training environment, Izuku said wearing, insert his hero outfit with Gran Torino. Plus you look like a stud in it, Mina said with a giggle as Izuku stuttered and blushed. Namuri smirked at Mina's words and looked at Naruto. You didn't tell me you have a tease in your class. I would have changed my bet, she whispered to him. Apparently all the teachers had bets on who Izuku would end up with. Apparently they don't have anything better to do in between classes. Because you would have voted for her. Now soon that money will be mine, Naruto chuckled as she rolled her eyes. Hey Shinso, your hero outfit looks kinda like Mr. Izawa's, Denki said with a curious look as he looked at Shinso, who was wearing a outfit that looked similar to Izawa's, complete with capture wrappings around his neck. Wait, he has a name? I thought he was just a random homeless person the principal let sleep here, Shiro said surprised. He's an underground hero and he told me his capture wrappings suited me, so he's been teaching me how to use it, Shinso said. Man, good for you. That's manly, you've been training under a hero outside of class, Kirishima grinned as he was all for people improving themselves. Alright class, we should get going. Say goodbye to Kayama-sensei and we'll be off, Naruto told them all as he didn't want to keep 13 waiting if he could help it. Especially since All Might was supposed to meet them there. Everyone line up. We shall get onto the bus in an orderly fashion as well as use an assigned seating, Iida shouted. It ain't that kind of bus. Also technically, if there were organized seating needed, it would fall to Midoriya or Yaoi Rozu to make it. Naruto deadpanned, as Tenya really needed to chill a bit with his seriousness. It's okay, I made him the disciplinary officer for the class, Izuku said. Ah, following in my footsteps with that role, Naruto smirked at Iida. You were disciplinary officer? Sayu asked bluntly as it was hard to believe given his whole deal of being a jockster. Well, it was either me or Rumi and she essentially became my enforcer instead. Naruto chuckled at the pale faces of his students at the thought of a young Maruko ripping students apart. Ah, my brother did well with assigning you to that role, Sensei Lita said with a nod of respect. Yup, and Ryukyu was his vice president. Good times. Naruto reminisced. Okay everyone, let's all get in the bus. Momo yelled out. Don't tell me what to do, big tits. Bakugo yelled as he got on the bus. Watch it or I'll tell your hot mom, Naruto said with a smirk. The fuck you say? Bakugo roared at his sensei. Your mom is hot and she gave me her number. Naruto said with a smirk as he found this to be a lot of fun in order to mess with Bakugo. I'll fucking kill you. Bakugo roared. And sent, Naruto said with a chuckle as he sent Mitsuki a text. Immediately after everyone got on the bus, Naruto's phone rang and he put it on speaker. Can he hear me? Mitsuki asked with a regular sweet tone. You're on speaker. Go wild, Naruto confirmed with a smile as he had a good idea what was coming. Thank you. Katsuki. Bakugo, you little fucking brat. How dare you disrespect your sensei. Mitsuki roared through the phone, making everyone barring Izuku and Katsuki to flinch. Fuck off, you old hag. Katsuki yelled back. The fuck you call me? Mitsuki roared back. Mitsuki, ignore him, you're not old, Naruto said with a smile into the phone. Oh, careful there, Whiskers. You might make me and Inko join that little fuck club Rumi texted us about if you keep flattering us, Mitsuki purred through the phone. You're God. Denki yelled to Naruto as he jumped out of his seat and started bowing. My mother. Izuku yelled wide-eyed and shocked before Mina pulled him into a seat next to her. You touch my mother and I'll kill you. Bakugo bellowed at Naruto. Fuck you, Brad, he can touch me however he wants. Mitsuki bellowed through the phone. This went in a direction I wasn't expecting, Naruto deadpanned. Okay, I think I have embarrassed Katsuki enough. Have a good day at school, Whiskers and Izuku. If Katsuki gives you shit, kick him, and the Mitsuki yelled and hung up. Naruto chuckled as he put away his phone. I think I love that woman, he thought. My mother? Izuku just asked again, still wide-eyed and shocked, not even registering anything else. Mina pouted at this as she wanted Izuku's attention before she smirked and grabbed his head and pulled it into a hug. Right in between her breasts, which caused Izuku to snap out of it and pull away from her with a massive blush on his face. Mina? Momo yelled scandalized. What? It worked when you did it, she smirked at the rich heiress who blushed at the implication. Geez, between this and the support girl, this is a good day for him, Naruto muttered while smirking. Flashback. Naruto and Izuku were walking over to the support studio to get Izuku's hero suit in time for the USJ trip. You sure it's okay to just go in unannounced? Izuku asked Naruto as they approached the door. Naruto sighed at this, kid, you need some more confidence. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Naruto questioned. Izuku sighed at this as he reached for the handle to the door. Boom. As soon as the door opened, an explosion went off, sending Izuku to the floor along with a figure on top of him. Damn it, Hatsune. That's the third door broken today. Power Loader yelled as he came out of the classroom. Sorry, sensei. Luckily I had someone break my fall. A pink-haired girl wearing goggles said as she looked down at Izuku, whose face was covered by her large breasts and his face as he blushed. Huh. That was something, Naruto chuckled. Oh hey Naruto, are you here to pick up your student's hero suit? Power Loader asked. Yes, though I also brought my student who's now serving as your student's body pillow. Naruto smirked as this to him was hilarious. The pink-haired girl looked down at Izuku and smiled. Hiya. I'm Mei Hatsum. Are you a hero student? She asked, not even caring about the position she was in with him. MMHMMMPH, Izuku affirmed, muffled by her breasts. Do you have cute eyes? I wonder if I can make some laser eye contacts for them, she mused, thinking about potential inventions while looking at those green eyes. MPPPH. Izuku yelled in surprise at being called cute. Not a fan of laser eyes. No matter, I'm sure I can make some super good babies with those eyes. Mei cheered. Izuku fell limp at this with swirls in his eyes and blood coming out of his nose. Ahahahaha. Naruto started to cackle like a madman at that. Is the teacher's bet still going for him? Powerloader whispered to Naruto. Let me guess, you vote Miss Hatsum? Naruto asked with a bright smile. 3,500 yen. This is the first boy she's ever truly focused on in some way. I'm taking advantage of this, Powerloader said seriously. Hey, wake up, green eyes. I want you to test my equipment. Mei yelled, still not caring that her boobs were in his face. His name's Izuku. Naruto supplied helpfully as he watched Mei try to wake Izuku up. Flashback end. I wish I had that much going for me that early in my first year. Naruto chuckled to himself as he came back to see his students interacting and conversing. Midoriya Kiro. I always say what's on my mind, Sayu said, getting everyone's attention. What is it, Asui? Izuku asked nervously as the frog girl looked at him. Call me Sayu. Your quirk is similar to All Might Kiro, Sayu said bluntly, making Izuku freeze. Now hang on. Midoriya breaks his bones if he uses too much power. All Might never had that, Kirishima said. Well yeah, but if he gets better I bet he could be as good as All Might someday, Achako said with a smile as she remembered how Izuku once spotted a zero-pointer. The fuck he will. Kitsuki roared from the backseat. Well, he's got more of a chance than you. Sayu said bluntly to Bakugo. You want to fight, froggy fat ass? Bakugo yelled in a rage. Yeah, it's only been like a week and we already know your personality is like sewage mixed with dog crap. Kaminari smirked at the explosive teen. Fuck you, Pichu. I'll fucking gut you all. Bakugo roared. Hey. I'm at least a Pikachu. Denki yelled. Hey, I read in your file you short your brain out, kid, but I bet I can help you figure something out. Tell me, how do you feel about electric eels? Naruto asked. They're cool, why? Denki asked with a raised eyebrow. No reason you need to worry about, Naruto said simply. Well, sensei has been helping me with my quirk, maybe he can help you too, Izuku said with a smile, hoping to help his classmate. Wait, he has? Denki asked surprised. It went a long time without having a quirk, or rather not knowing he had one, and was misdiagnosed. I'm helping him catch up to those who have had years to study their abilities. Make that gap less of an issue, Naruto explained, using some of the truth to cover up the full truth. And because Izuku needed this revealed to the others. Not for the sake of his quirk but the sake of his confidence and trust. Well, I'm glad we have a teacher that cares enough to help his students with developing their quirks. Maybe you can give me advice on how to stand out, Kirishima said with a grin as he made his arm harden. Your quirk itself suits your style of combat. And your hero suit already shows it as best as you can without going nude. However, I can recommend that you get a set of gauntlets to put extra strength behind your punches. Naruto suggested. Kirishima blinked in surprise at this before he grinned and nodded. Oh, me next. What can I do to improve? Toru asked with a cheery voice. I want you and Aoyama in particular to join in a training session on the weekend at some point. I have a suspicion about your quirk and need his to confirm it. Naruto said. Sounds cool, sensei. Oh. And thanks for the new outfit. Toru said as a blue spandex outfit appeared where her body should be. No problem, just don't add a number 4 anywhere on it. We don't need to be sued by Disney. Naruto told her seriously. Only villain that's undefeated, haha. Denki said with a smile before he did a high-pitched laugh. Don't even joke, kid. The fact that America let corporations run for president means they have another 4 years of President Disney Corporation and Vice President Pepsi Cola, Naruto said, shuddering. We're coming up on the USJ, sir, Lita said as he pointed outside. Wait, I've been talking to all of you. Who's driving the bus? Naruto asked as the bus started to swerve. Oh, shit. The students all yelled as they all scrambled to the front of the bus. Minutes later. Why didn't any of you tell me I was driving? Naruto asked his students. We thought you knew, Jiro deadpanned. Clearly not. I thought Nezu was making these buses computer-driven or something, Naruto grumbled as they approached a person that looked to be inside an astronaut outfit. Welcome students to my pride, enjoy the unforeseen simulation joint. Or USJ, the astronaut greeted them. Wait, what about Universal Studios Japan? Jiro asked as they had the same abbreviation. That lawsuit never went to court. The astronaut yelled. Calm down 13, Naruto said with a chuckle at the female space hero. I'm calm. She said after taking a breath. Oh, before we go and I need a favor 13, Naruto said. No sharks, Naruto 13 deadpanned. No, not that. See, my student Uraraka here is a big fan of you and I was wondering if you could give her an autograph, Naruto said with a smile at Ichako, who froze in surprise at being called out. Izuku suggested it to me during a training session, he said, winking at Izuku. Naruto Uzumaki. Greatest wingman ever. Ichako looked at Izuku at this, who blushed and looked away. I figured after I saw your costume the first time, he mumbled. I am more than happy to sign an autograph for you later, Uraraka 13 said with a kind tone in her voice. Now all of you follow me, she said as she led the way inside the USJ. Is that bet still open? 13 asked Naruto in a whisper as Naruto was walking next to her. Uraraka. Naruto smirked, knowing what the space heroine was about to say. 2200 yen 13 said as she led the students inside. So where's All Might? Naruto asked after they were inside the USJ. 13 pulled Naruto close at this, he overdid it this morning with hero work, so he needs time to rest, she whispered to him. Naruto sighed. Nezu sensei is gonna tear into him, he said as he subtly looked to Izuku and quickly held up 3 fingers before walking back in front of his class. Welcome to the USJ, where you will be training in multiple different rescue situations while also learning how to effectively use your quirks. But before we start, I have something to say. Or maybe 2. Or 3. Or 4. 13 was endlessly saying till Naruto tapped on her helmet lightly to get her back on track. Do you all know what my quirk is? 13 asked. Uraraka held up her hand at this with a bright smile and 13 pointed to her. Your quirk is Black Hole. You've used it many times to suck up debris and rescue trapped civilians. She said. Correct, however, I could also very easily kill someone with my quirk if I'm not careful. Just like I'm sure some of you could as well. 13 said seriously. All the students nodded at this and gained serious looks on their faces. Naruto raised an eyebrow as he noticed Bakugo was taking this seriously. So you do take this seriously, he thought to himself. I can attest to the fact that if a quirk is not used carefully, people can die. I've seen it far too many times in my career and I refuse to let you all make that same mistake, Naruto said seriously to the students. Yes, sir. The students all said together. But now let's start your training. No, Naruto was cut off by Izuku. Sensei, what's that? Izuku shouted, alarmed, as a purple portal formed down the staircase leading deeper into the USJ. Naruto turned and looked at this. This isn't something we had planned. Naruto said seriously as he saw an army of villains exit the cloud. One of the figures was a man that had gray hair and had hands all over his face and body. A big hulking figure was next to him that had a black-skinned body and a bird's beak mouth and an exposed brain. All Might isn't here, Kurogiri, the man said, irritated as he scratched at his neck as he looked at a man that was in a business suit and whose body was covered in purple smoke. It would seem they had a last-minute change, Tamura, Kurogiri said. Haminari, contact the school. You need to run to get help now. These are real villains, Naruto ordered as he was not leaving anything up to chance and knew backup may be needed. So we don't have All Might, but we have Ultima. I wonder. Will the symbol of peace show up if we kill some students? Tamura asked. Naruto activated his aura as he approached the stairs. Sensei, you can't beat them all by yourself. Izuku yelled. Who says? 13 Protect the students. Make sure Iida gets help, Naruto said with a confident grin as he took off down the stairs. Ha! Ultima's got a death wish running towards us. A villain cackled along with his group. I'll show you a death wish. Naruto yelled as he charged some energy in his fist before he shot it forward shotgun. He shouted as he fired a barrage of small aura bullets that struck the group of villains that tried to jump him and sent them flying. Get him? Another villain yelled as he charged at Naruto with a kick. Only for Naruto to catch his leg before spinning and tossing him into another group. The female villain pulled an assault rifle from her back and took aim at Naruto, only for her to gasp as Naruto's shoulder tackled into her gut and took her down to the floor in a spear. Who's next? Naruto asked the villain army. The villains charged at him ready to fight him. But Izuku. Wow, I heard he used professional wrestling moves and energy attacks, but have never actually seen him use them. Izuku said, watching Naruto fight as he was currently German suplexing a villain into a group of other villains. Everyone moved to get the doors open. 13 ordered. As the students ran to the door, their path was blocked by Kurogiri, who was in a smoke-like form. Greetings. We are the League of Villains. And we are here with the goal of murdering the symbol of peace, the smoke man greeted oddly kindly. What he said. Kirishima yelled as he charged, his body hardened and ready to fight. No don't. 13 yelled to stop them, but it was too late. Izuku held up his arms as he and some of his fellow students were engulfed by the smoke. When it cleared, two things were revealed. More than half the students were suddenly missing. And Kurogiri was unharmed. Now let's try this again, Kurogiri said as he glared with his yellow eyes. What if Naruto x Rumi Usagiyama and My Hero Academia end here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.